We've watched, games we've played, and other sort of nerd junk we have done.
Things in and out in between. In and in between. Welcome.
Welcome, I'm Nick.
I'm Tony.
I'm Chris.
Hello.
Yes. All right, here we go.
Let's.
Someone's being demanded. Oh, well, I'm not starting.
You're not my supervisor.
SVU. I watched SVU for the first time in 500 years.
What's SVU?
Why?
Law and Order, SVU.
Oh.
Why?
That's my question.
So, my wife has been watching the W Network because it's got all of the,
Is that on that W Network?
It is on the W
of
Network.
course it's on the W
At,
Network.
midnight.
Of course it's on the W Network.
They show, reruns. So I got to bed, and it was on, and Mariska Hargitay, who is still on the show, is now, in charge of the unit.
Hold on. Is this show still on?
Yes.
Why?
Because it's, one of the most watched shows on TV.
Probably.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Either way, Mariska Hargitay
It's like
is
Law
now,
and Order, though. Like, Law and Order...
The original?
The original.
Yeah.
How long was that on?
I don't know.
People watch that.
Yeah. Well, because it's cheap, and it's easy to do. You
It's
only
like-
need
it's
three
like-
sets an episode.
It's like NCIS, right?
Yeah.
NCIS is real easy to film.
NCIS has more action to it, which I like.
And more relatable characters.
And the characters, they actually... Not that they don't delve into the SVU characters, because that's why I kept watching the show. So Mariska Hargitay's in charge of the unit now. She also has a child.
Yes, I knew that.
Either way, when I got there, Mariska Hargitay was meeting with her child's teacher, and her kid had a bruise on his arm and blamed Mariska Hargitay for the bruise.
Mommy hit me.
Mommy gave this to me, is what he had said.
Yo.
And the teacher's like I figured we could talk about it. And Mariska Hargitay's like, you know what line of work I'm in. Why would I? And the teacher's like, the stress of the job, maybe. She's like, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So at the end of the episode,
She's repressed.
Child Services shows up. And I'm like, oh my God. And then the episode ends. Because I didn't actually care about what had happened throughout the rest of the
You
show.
only cared about the side thing.
I wanted to find out what happened with her, because I'm like, she's the only character I really still know other than Ice-T.
Oh my God, he's on that
Still
show?
on it.
The old guy should be there still.
Nope.
No?
They are all gone.
Huh.
It is her and Ice-T left. Everybody else is new, so I'm like, I don't care about the rest of you people.
What do you mean, you people?
You people.
The new people.
You fresh blood.
The fresh-blooded people on SVU. Thankfully, the W Network, after a certain time, just airs SVU, so the next episode airs right after it.
Does she have an own child now?
I didn't know. So what ends up happening was he apparently in the episode prior had stepped out in front of a car, and she grabbed his arm and pulled him back. So that's why he had a bruise.
How hard is she grabbing him?
Well, when you're trying to get your kid out of the way of a car,
I don't know.
you're not thinking about how hard you're gripping.
So technically, yes, she did do it.
She gave him the bruise, but she was stopping him from getting hit by a vehicle.
Yes. The lesser of two evils. It's the trolley problem.
Kind of. So either way, she was dealing with the people, and then it became the side story again, and they weren't dealing with it at all, except at the beginning of the episode, just to kind of whet your appetite for it more for the next episode. So I stopped watching, because I'm like, I don't care about the actual story.
Like most of it.
Yeah. And then the story, of course, on SVU is so deep and dark, I'm like, I can't go to bed now, because, people are getting raped, man. That's the entire show. So, my head, right before I'm going to bed, I don't need to be like, oh, that's nice.
Oh, I just shut my brain off.
I usually can do that. SVU got to me that night, so I turned on Brooklyn Nine-Nine for half an hour. Because I'm like, another cop show where things aren't gloomy and dark. That'll switch me back. So it did. So either way, SVU, Mariska Hargitay is still on that show.
Yeah. She's the driving force behind that show.
She really is, because what's-his-name asked for more money, and they just let him go.
And now he does this little weird show.
Yeah.
With the unicorn.
I don't know much about SVU, so I can't really comment.
It is the show for heinous crimes in New York. That's
Special victims.
Special victims unit. So yeah.
Oh, I know. I don't watch it.
And Ice-T making his comments. Actually, the first episode I watched of it, Ice-T had gone to Cuba and kidnapped a guy to bring him back to the States to charge him with rape.
That's exactly what you do. Yeah, sure.
And I'm like,
how did he get him on the plane?
Punch him.
Yes. There was a whole, I don't know how but that was part of the driving force of the show. That episode was, is it right to go into another country?
No, but...
to bring the guy back.
Too bad we don't have Dog the Bounty Hunter anymore.
So...
he can't go into other countries.
Technically, according to New York state law... You
No.
can, as long as you do not torture them, you can use...
Depends on your definition.
I was just
Correct,
gonna say.
so that's what they had to go through on the show. You can, as long as the person crosses state lines, it doesn't matter how they come back into the jurisdiction.
What?
Dead.
My
Not-
version of tortures. This isn't torture. It's stabbing.
Well, so they left him in a car in Cuba for like 4 hours, so they were trying to say that was torture.
So they were trying to bake him out.
But they just left him in the car because he refused to come into the police station or whatever it was. Like, he had requested to stay in the car, but then it was his word against Ice-T's word, and Ice-T had already kidnapped a guy, so, like, you know.
But it doesn't matter. I don't.
It was one of those episodes
It
where...
almost sounds like Seinfeld, but for cops. Like, it's a lot of nothing.
Well, no, so, like, SVU's one of... Or Law and Order, I guess, is the, like, you get half of it that's the cop stuff, and then the last half's always the lawyery stuff.
Most of the time. Sometimes you could predict what was going on by when this episode was gonna end.
Yeah. And either way, like, you get the cop side, and again, it's a show with a courtroom, a police station, and maybe 3 extra scenes of them going somewhere that's not the courtroom or the courthouse, not the police station, not the interrogation room, which is still the police station.
Oh, procedural crime shows.
But that's the piece. Like, it's a procedural crime show. And then it gets stupidly cheap because you're literally hiring people to pretend to be lawyers in a room that you never have to change. Like, it's a courtroom.
Just change out the defending.
Just change
You change a couple chairs around, you change the
Judge.
but they don't. The judges will reappear on the show because they're part of the thing. Like, there's only so many judges in New York.
I guess
Show's
so.
been on since 1989.
Heck yeah, baby.
Yo, what? It's been on for almost 10 years?
10 years.
Yep.
What?
So either way, SVU. I also watched Palms.
Bless you.
It is like pom-poms. Not those kind of palms. So my wife, I said, we should rent a movie tonight. And we looked through them, and I'm like, you're not going to want to watch anything that's, like, available for rent right now.
Solid.
And she found that one. So Diane Keaton.
Okay.
I love all of these old actresses who are doing all of these comedies right now. Because it made, like... This one wasn't as hard-hitting as some of, like, them that are coming out, where it's just, like, all of these people you knew as, like, these wholesome mom-type characters for a long time, or wholesome type characters who are just coming back and just doing the comedies where they're swearing and making the sex jokes and all of that jazz, and it just makes, like, it tickles me inside, because I'm like... It's funny to watch these people who you would never expect to make these jokes now making these jokes. And it's like, oh, you are a human being that's not, you know, just, you know, this archetype of a character.
Yeah.
I love it. Diane Keaton, this whole thing is her character's dying of cancer. She moves to a retirement home, or not a retirement home, but a retirement community to essentially die. Like, she's given up. At this retirement community, there's rules, so you have to join a club. And she decides to start a cheerleading club in this retirement community because she always wanted to be a cheerleader. Yeah, there were commercials and stuff for it. So she gathers
old people.
8 people, so 7 other people, like all elderly women, to start a cheerleading group. And of course the jokes are like, oh, my hip's bad, I can't do that move, or, you know, like... But the movie, like, my problem with it, the movie couldn't decide whether it was trying to go, like, it's a sad movie of, like, Diane Keaton finally living her dream of being a cheerleader, but she's dying of cancer, or if it wanted to be, like, the college comedy movie of, like, we're gonna pit, like, the Southern Belle lady who pretty much runs the retirement community against them. Like, and then they had to stop her in some way, shape, or form. So they make the villain character, but write her off rather... They...
She gets sent into a volcano.
No, like, she just kind of gives up. And not in a wholesome way of like, oh, I see what you're doing for the community. She just gives up.
Volcano.
I'm in a volcano. They introduce a young cheerleading squad from, like, the local high school, who you're thinking they're going to be the antagonists for part of it. Nope. Like, it is just like, okay. So they build up, like, 2 or 3 antagonists to these women and their club, and only one of them kind of pays off, because there's the overbearing son of one of them. And he's like, my mom's not joining this, and I'm in charge of her money, so I'm not giving you guys a cent for uniforms. Or like, this is just stupid, because he just doesn't want to give the money away. And then he ends up moving in with his mother, to, like, stop her from joining this club, and they end up, like, kidnapping her, essentially.
You're seeing a theme.
There's a theme going on. Not kidnapping, because she voluntarily, like, escapes. They have to break her out of her own house. Mm-hmm. Like, that's the only payoff of all of those, you know, like, people, antagonists they create. And then they create a whole new one at the end, because they enter an actual cheerleading competition. And they show up, and they're like, oh, like, no, you've been disqualified. And they're like, why? And it's like, well, because, like, this is a competition for young people. Mm-hmm. Like, so all of a sudden there's another thing in their way. And again, that problem gets solved within 2 minutes of someone going, well, that's age discrimination. And they're like, oh, okay, I guess you can compete. So I'm like, why not just let them compete? Like, why?
There's a lot of steps.
They spend a lot of time, building things to not,
The payoff was very little.
Yes, and then there's supposed to be the emotional part because, spoilers,
they win.
They lead to it. No, they don't win the competition.
Spoilers, everyone just sucks.
Diane Keaton dies.
Yes, when you have
in the middle of the cheerleading competition.
No, she makes it through the cheerleading
that competition. That would be way wilder.
Yeah, that would have been one hell of a show.
So it's kind of like Tag at the end of Tag, where it's like, oh, he's gonna go, but they're gonna have one last go at it, whatever kind of thing. So
but this one, they like so she dies, and then it goes like 1 year later, and their club's still going, but now they're raising money for her like cancer, like in honor of her sort of thing, and you're like, oh, like, it's supposed to be this touching moment, but I'm still, like, at the end of the movie, I'm like, so is that supposed to be a comedy or not?
It's supposed to be a movie.
Yes, and that's what it ended up being. It was cute. We rented it. It was the free rental that we got from, like, you know, spending $8 billion on popcorn in the movie theater. Mm-hmm. So it's one of those things where you're like, okay, we'll rent this and watch it. Like, then there's some good actresses in it, and part of it's funny. Like, there's the one woman, her entire house is golf themed, and her husband won't let her join the thing. And the last thing, like, so the last line says, like, she goes outside to talk to him and comes back in and, well, can you join? And he says, over my dead body. And the next scene is he's dead. They're at the funeral, and they're like, well, maybe we can ask her to join now because, like, he's not around. Well, she's not thinking of that because, you know, her husband just died.
It's very, like, Shakespearean
and but she walks by, like, this woman walks by at the end of the, like, funeral procession, looks at the two of them, winks at them, and goes, I'll see you at, like, practice on Monday. And you're like, did she just kill her husband to join the group?
Yes.
And it's literally, like, a question the entire movie. And then, it's, like, there's funny parts. But you're like...
There's very little payoff, it sounds
like. Like, it's like, if you were aiming for comedy, make the Van Wilder comedy of these women starting a fraternity of sorts.
Be goofy about it.
Be a goofy college comedy.
Van Wilder's very extreme.
I know that's the extreme version of it, but like
go in nudity in there.
I know, but go that direction of it.
Or it is because they're all old people, and then it's funny.
I don't need to see it naked.
Yeah, but it would be, if used properly, could be great for
really
comedy.
Funny. Yeah.
But
that's the piece.
It's blowing off that expectation of like, oh, we're gonna see a hot naked lady. No.
Oh God, yeah.
No God.
So yeah, like you're not sure whether they're trying to tell the deep dramatic story or the comedy, and it kind of gets lost in between. So cute movie, but not like go see it. We watched Mr. Iglesias. Is a Netflix show.
Watching Enrique?
Not Enrique Iglesias. Iglesias.
Bless you.
It's a show. It's a Netflix show. The guy's a teacher.
Oh, right.
He teaches history in a high school that is trying to, like, kick kids who are low performing out, and he's the guy who's trying to keep them in. He's a stand-up comic, so he pretty much, when he's in class, he's doing his stand-up routine.
Okay.
About history, though. So it's all history-based jokes. So, like, he goes on about, you know, all of these presidents, like, we got rid of powdered wigs at this one, and we didn't have goofy hairstyles, and then it brings it all the way to, like, the picture of Trump, and he's like, until this one, and he's like, and this one powders his in Cheeto dust, and you're like, boom, boom, tsh, like, the jokes are there. The kids are kind of funny, like, they work them in. Being someone who works at a school, though, I don't understand how the school runs. There's a...
so it's a bit of a, like, you know...
Well, okay, so... There's a principal, and you understand, like, the principal side of things with them trying to kick these kids out. Funding is given to United States schools with...
Kick kids out.
No, sorry, what did they call it? Counseling them out. And and that part hits because like there's places that do that, and that's part of the United States especially system is if you perform higher, you get more funding, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So you want to kick out kids who are not performing to those standards. The principal doesn't necessarily want to be doing it, but I think he's supposed to be the assistant principal.
Yeah.
Who's played, I can't remember his name from The Office, but the gay Spanish guy.
Oscar. Oh, Oscar.
He's the assistant principal who wants to get rid of every kid if he could. So he's always trying to come up with ways to get rid of the children. So you're like, okay, like that's not, nope. Like it's the over-exaggeration of the roles. My biggest thing is there's a break room where they spend a lot of time because it's a sitcom. There's 4 history teachers.
Seems
There's
like
the
a
problem
lot.
right there.
There's a lot.
There's the old guy who was like previously 2 of their teachers. Like he's the guy who can't retire because they don't make enough money. There's the 2 guys who are best friends. So Mr. Iglesias and the other guy. And then there's the rookie teacher, so she's brand new and like
she's very green.
The butt of all the jokes and yada 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 yada. So there's the 4 of them. There's the principal, the vice principal, and they're the only ones ever in the break room.
Well, like you said, it's a sitcom.
But in my mind, I'm sitting there going like the break room table is literally big enough for 3 people. There's a couch. Yeah. And that's the break room. And yes, it's very sitcom-y, but I'm sitting there going, where are all the other teachers?
Working.
And then finally, I think it
Doing
took to
their job.
episode 3 or 4, and they finally introduced, I think, the geometry teacher and an English teacher. And like that was it. And I'm going,
you still have.
It's kind of like Community.
and yet you still have 4 history teachers at this high school.
It's kind of like watching Community or like undergrads. Like, where do they school? What are their classes?
Community, they had classes.
Yeah.
Class.
They were in class though.
Like they centered on Spanish class, which I get, but you still saw other professors. Like they had other adults walking around going like, "Oh, I'm the guy who teaches ladders 101." Like
I teach frying.
Yeah. Like
Community or not community undergrads never really had in classroom pieces.
No.
and I'm not worried about
season.
I'm not worried about in classroom things. It's just more of the like well, they're in the break room. Like, shouldn't there be teachers from other... And they only bring them in when they're needed for the story. So they're like the coach, the football coach comes in, and he's only there when he needs to be. And I guess that's the way they're trying to roll with it, is apparently history all gets time off at the same time. English all gets time off at the same time.
You have to wait for things to happen before it comes history.
Whoa.
Deep.
Yeah.
History's always being made.
So it's cute, it's funny, it's one of those shows. And then again, they throw in the subplots of like he's a recovering alcoholic, so he has AA meetings that he has to go to. Mm-hmm. Like there's all the extra little bits, but so it has the jokes that hit every once in a while, and then again they try and go into they're trying to send a message of, especially in the States,
don't trust the principal.
Clearly, the administration is out to get you.
They need some improvement.
Fight the power.
That is one of the episodes. And then the one other part that got me was like the teachers and staff riff on each other, which happens, but they're doing it in front of the high school level kids.
Those guys would get it.
Where they would understand all the things that are being said, and you're just like, that's not professional in any way, shape, or form, especially like they're going after the vice principal and just like throwing shade his way in ways that you're like, oh, a person would get fired for that.
Probably.
But again, it's a comedy, so you kind of gotta like Mr. D, I think does a better job of skirting that line of like unrealistic
super awkward.
Yeah, where this show is just, and again, there's teachers in Mr. D. Like the break room actually has staff.
Well, yeah.
And they integrate them all. This one's legitimately like... I don't know why they made all 4 of them history teachers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 4 history teachers, but only 1 geometry teacher.
And then at the end of the day...
That's why they can't count.
They usually end up in the bar.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Well, but it's the 4 history teachers and the principal at the bar. And it's like, so she just favors the... No wonder there's 4 of them. She favors the history department at her high school.
Like, if you changed some of them to other things.
Right. Like, if one of them was an English teacher, and one of them was history, and one of them was math, and one of... Like, now you've got me go... Like, I'm like, oh, okay.
At least have 2 of each.
Sure. But yeah, like that's
you can have the two buddies do the history, and you can have the old
guy
doing
math or whatever happens.
And the young rookie comes in with math too.
Yeah,
sciences.
But then they work as a tandem. Yeah, it's like one's at the end of their life cycle, one's in the
yeah, and that's why I realize why they did the unit the way they did it. I just don't understand why they all have to be history teachers. Either way, that one's
comedy.
I can write for this one too.
You could. I could write for this one.
Because comedy.
Yeah, I watched Detective Pikachu last night.
So good.
Not yet. I had to wait.
How did you enjoy it?
The first like 5 minutes, like there's the fields that they're showing off.
Yep.
And for whatever reason, and I don't know, like I think Endgame has ruined me for CGI.
Mm-hmm.
But like there's Pidgeys or Pidgeotos flying through, and they looked just slightly off, and I'm like, ruh-roh. But once they get to Rhyme City, everything blends.
Like the Snorlax looks good.
Everything looks good. It's that first 5 minutes where I'm like,
I think it's like that realization, like this is really a movie.
Maybe.
Like this,
I don't know.
Spoilers.
I'm not gonna spoil anything.
There's Pokemon
in this movie.
What?
So
So that was a human trainer movie.
Human one.
Yeah. Otherwise, I mean, predictable.
Very predictable. Well, I was actually surprised. I didn't look at the casting. I didn't realize Bill Nighy was in this movie.
Oh yeah.
I did not realize that. When you see him, you'll like him.
Yeah, he was good.
But
Bill Nighy's always good.
Yeah. You see him in like the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, he's in the movie.
He's just not in the trailers for some reason.
He's Professor Oak.
No.
Sure.
But yeah.
Sure.
Either way, like the whole like Rhyme City where
I like that they write off why there's no Pokeballs.
Right, like Rhyme City is a place where humans and Pokemon have to coexist together, so there's no Pokeballs. Like you have to let your Pokemon out essentially.
Right.
Until you get out of the city, and
which is I was thinking about that as I was watching the movie, and I still think about it. It bothers me that when they show the first Pokeball, it doesn't do the goes from small to big.
Yeah.
It's totally like the easy way to write that out in the movie.
Oh yeah.
To be like, we don't have to animate a Pokeball.
Right. I know that was my thought process too. As soon as they're like, we live together, and I'm like, you just don't want to do Pokeballs.
You don't want to throw. You don't want to do the throwing animation. You don't want to do go small
That'd
to
be
big.
terrible for a Charmander or something like that.
What do you mean?
There's fire everywhere.
What are you talking about?
Charmander's walking around all over the place.
Yeah.
Man.
They set things on fire with their tail.
Well, no.
That's why you get the Squirtles.
Yeah, that's why
Also, the Totodile, terrifying.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
Because it would be.
Terrifying.
So is Charizard.
Yeah, but that makes sense because you freaking...
And Gyarados. Like, this movie really points out how scary it would be.
To have Pokemon.
Like, you play Pokemon Let's Go Eevee or Pikachu, and you're like, I'm riding my Gyarados.
I'm riding Charizard.
I'm riding Charizard. Isn't this cute? You see them in some film, and you're like, I would never evolve Charmander ever.
Like, the reverse, though. Like, some of the cute ones, super cute.
Yes.
Like, Bulbasaur, cute.
Psyduck,
Psyduck.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Psyduck, so cute.
Yeah.
Jigglypuff,
yeah.
People give that rap. I like it.
I like
the Mr. Mime. Mr. Mime.
Oh my God, so
the
good.
Mr. Mime stuff was awesome. It was in the trailer, but
it
gets better. It's way better.
Yeah. Either way,
way better.
Like Ryan Reynolds being able to do his own voice stuff too, I think really helped because like he said it was really unfair to Smith.
Yeah, Justice
Smith. He's like it was really unfair to him because his lines were all done. And Ryan just got to do all of the like voiceover stuff. So Justice Smith would say something, and Ryan could just respond.
Yeah.
So he always Pikachu always gets the last word.
But I think that's A, Ryan Reynolds' personality,
right?
And B, the reason the way if you played the Pokemon game, like the Detective Pikachu game, that's very much like that too.
But that's what I mean. It worked out so well in that
Do you agree with me that the girl is basically a cardboard cutout?
I liked her.
I hated her.
I thought of that because I remember you'd said that. And I'm like watching it, and I'm like,
I honestly,
she was my April O'Neil. I dug her.
I couldn't. That movie could have done without her. Honestly, it really could have done.
You have my Venom problem.
I think they could have been done. I also think that the girl in Venom could also be done without her. But that's my.
Yeah.
But I don't think that she needs to be in that movie. Like you could have written that way differently. And
it could have been.
Is she in the game?
No. Like they added her.
Well, because they needed a female
lead.
Yeah.
Because if you really think about that movie, she doesn't really need to be in that movie.
Well, except they make Justice Smith kind of stupid when it comes to solving crimes.
Yes.
So that's.
But like they could have rewritten and made him and Detective Pikachu a little bit more robust.
Yes.
So
they needed her to help drive things forward.
No.
But
I don't think they need.
Okay, I'm with you. I can see it.
I just like she could be less in that movie.
But she brought Psyduck.
You could just have Psyduck.
Nah.
You could just have Psyduck.
Psyduck will get lost.
Very much so.
Detective Pikachu also gets lost a lot.
Psyduck's amazing. Like I love so.
Psyduck's great. Yeah.
Psyduck again. They go off of all of like even the anime, everything where he has to stay calm or he gets a massive headache and bad things happen.
Yeah.
So that's how
he's holding his head all the time.
That's how they
it's
spend
great.
the movie is trying to keep Psyduck calm. Like if he's in the scene, it's like whoa, buddy, hey,
easy. Like the first time they meet him, like everyone's like, or Justice's character, and he's like, "This is a Psyduck," but Pikachu's like, "That guy's a bomb."
Yeah, waiting to go off.
Like, do not like trip him or like tick him off.
Yep.
And he's like literally like actually worried.
He's scared, yeah.
Until he evolves into Golduck, and then he's fine.
And I do love the pieces of like Pokemon can't quite understand humans as well as like humans can't like it's not that relationship that we've grown to know of like, oh, Ash is totally talking to Pikachu and Pikachu's like, oh yeah, I know what you're saying, Ash is totally great, like woo.
No.
They have no it's Pikachu explains it as like we can sense your feelings, but we have no idea what the hell you're saying. So it's like, damn, that adds a whole new aspect to things, and I am down for the Pokemon extended
universe. But if they can't
understand
what you're saying, then when you say Vine Whip or something,
same as like an ant, they're going with same with like a dog. A dog understands like if you say sit enough.
And that's why they only have 4 moves. Maybe. They only have limited amount of sits they can use.
And I do like the fact that, like, and we don't get a lot of, like, there's not a lot of Pokemon fighting. There's not a lot of combat.
No.
But Justice Smith's character clearly, because, like, they introduced him as he was going to be a Pokemon trainer. Things happen. He's not a Pokemon trainer. He still knows his stuff.
Like, it's like Pikachu's Thunderbolt. I don't know how to use that.
Yeah.
All Pikachus know how to use Thunderbolt. What?
But he knows what are effective, what aren't, what's this, what's that. Like, they go with it. It's kind of cool. So, and you see some Pokemon battles, but, like, the next movie, I thought about it after, because I'm like, they can't do a movie where a guy's just going after gym badges. I'm like...
No, it's got to be, like, XD Gale of Darkness level.
I'm like, I'd still be okay. At this point, after watching this movie, I'm like, I would be okay with watching a guy go for gym badges.
I would be okay with it if it was, like, Team Rocket.
Oh, yeah.
I would be okay with it, like, a full-on Team Rocket storyline.
So... Either way, cool movie.
So much fun.
The first 5 minutes, I'm not sure if it was just like the uncanniness of seeing Pidgeys flying.
It's Pidgey, it's the Cubone, it's like
or if it was the atmosphere of like the farm and like the valley field kind of thing where I'm like, these don't belong and they look not right. Because in the city they looked right.
I think it's just that you have to get past like, oh, they pulled that Band-Aid off. They did it. They put Pokemon in the real world.
The first scene is Pidgeotto's flying, and it's like, okay.
I was like, as soon as I saw that, I was on board.
Yep. Either way, cool flick.
So fun.
Well done. Brian and I played Ark Survival Evolved.
Good golly.
We uninstalled it quite quickly.
Promptly afterwards.
Well,
I don't know why people play that game.
I don't understand it. So, like, the forest Brian and I play, we build our, like, houses. Like, that's the big piece, right? Mm-hmm. So those survival games is... Conan, we're building things. Like, that's...
have to level up.
Right. And so this one gives you no direction. Like, the forest, at least, it's like, oh, your kid's gone missing. You have to survive long enough to find your kid. Cool.
Never find the kid.
Brian and I will never find the child, because that, you know...
What child?
Yeah. He's clearly lost to the cannibal people. We've just, you know, accepted that. But... And like Conan, it's you have to build a place because you need to forge things and create things, and like you need a place where you can go and sleep and regenerate and cook and do all of that jazz. We just go above and beyond and try and go stupidly large.
Yeah. In Ark though.
Ark,
it's got dinosaurs, right?
It has dinosaurs.
Yes.
So that was our big thing, is you can actually build saddles and ride dinosaurs.
Sounds like a good selling point.
First thing we did in this game is we punched a dodo to death.
That's how they're extinct.
So we punched it, and all of a sudden it was like, oh, it's unconscious. And if you go over it, it's like, well, put food into its inventory, and it'll tame it. So I tamed a dodo.
Sweet.
I had a dodo following me around.
You rode it?
No, can't ride the dodo.
Can't fly either.
They're only yay big. Can't ride the dodo.
You can.
Brian tamed a giant turtle. Also couldn't ride it because you need to build specific saddles to ride things.
That seems fair.
Which you can't build until you level to a certain thing. We got to the point where I could build walls, and I could build foundation, and I could build a roof, and I could build a door. Got there, so we built a little hut. And then we're like, okay, now what? because like leveling up was real hard. And then I looked, and I'm like, well, I can't even build a second level to our house until I'm like level 12, because stairs, you could see the shape of the outline of stairs are level 12. And it's like, level 12 for stairs?
Yes.
Huh.
Like, they were giving us saddles for specific dinosaurs before they were giving us stairs for a house.
Huh.
Not that we could find the dinosaur that belonged to the saddle.
Is it maybe a little too grindy then? Or?
Very grindy,
Okay.
but without any direction.
Huh.
Like, at least Conan had the journey stuff, and I know you missed out on the journey stuff because you started off...
really hard.
Well, because we were already, chapter 8?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're joining, going, and getting teleported to us, which doesn't help, because that takes out all the story stuff on the way to, like, the river.
Story.
Well, no, what they're calling the story. Like, the chapters. Because, like, the first chapter, it's like, you gotta find this, make that. Well, you do it on your way from that starting area to the river.
It's supposed to be, there's some
progression. This game,
We never did that when we started.
Brian and I did. You again joined us like 2 or 3
we
chapters.
We started new characters. No, we started at the same time.
Yeah, so you started at the same area.
There was
but you guys probably just grinded.
Well, no. So I'm not saying story. You know how there's that progression of chapters?
Yeah.
That's what he missed because he got teleported straight to our base.
Easily.
But you miss the first chapter's legitimately like pick up a rock, pick up grass, climb this.
Yeah.
All of that stuff is right in that first starting area.
Yeah.
Like, it forces you to do it.
Which is fine, but...
He can climb stuff.
I get that. It's just not built for that. Ark has 0 of anything.
Does this seem like a social game, though, Ark? Like, you can join other people's games?
You can join... So, same as Conan, you can join a server and, like,
That's,
build on top of things and do
that,
stuff. You can do it, but, again, Brian, like, you should be able to start a game and know what to do. We had no idea. Like... No idea.
Is it still in beta?
No, it's got expansions coming out. Like
I remember that was like an alpha and beta for like the longest.
Character creation's cool because you're a caveman, so they legitimately like you can make your jaw this big, you can make your chest this big, you can make your legs this big. Like you can look like a crazy person. Not as nude as Conan.
You skipped leg day.
Very much skipped leg day, but made it to arm day, so your arms are long and muscular, but your legs are skinny and short. Like the character customization. Yeah, very cool customization
Short arm,
for characters.
big legs, please.
Big head. Or like small top of head, big jaw. Like you look like a Flintstones character almost, where it's like...
Could you make a really big head but a small body?
Yes.
Done.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Xbox.
Leveling up, like it doesn't tell you what all the stats are. It's just a very like... We got to a point where there's like a beacon glowing, and we're like, maybe we have to make it to the beacon. And we got killed by pterodactyls, and we were like, okay, we're done.
Ride them.
We can't. We don't have saddles for pterodactyls.
Punch the pterodactyl.
We tried. It
Go
killed
punch
us.
the T-Rex.
We tried punching a very large dinosaur. He definitely killed us.
Oh.
Yeah.
He just eats you.
Use weapons.
We tried. We made spears.
Poke 'em.
Oh, I did. They killed us. Like, that's the piece. Like, what can't we kill? What can we kill? What can you do? What can you do? I would love to. And that's why we legitimately tried playing this game. Is because we knew there was dinosaur riding.
Stegosaurus.
So
there's no room to ride a Stegosaurus.
Sure there is. You can build the saddle. You just ride them off to the side. So we left Ark behind and moved to Astroneer.
No, you ride in between the spikes.
Oh, right. Like a camel.
That just seems uncomfortable. Ow!
I thought you ride on the hump of a camel.
I think you do.
So
I don't
know.
remember.
You build a pillow.
Really thick one. It's a pillow tied with rope.
And you ride it.
That seems really like
I figured it out.
Says the pillow shifts.
Really elaborate just to ride a Stegosaurus.
Things go where they are supposed to go.
Yeah, exactly. So we uninstalled Ark and started playing Astroneer. It is a game where you are put onto a very colorful planet, and you have to build a base and survive and explore and do all of that kind of stuff. So you're a little astronaut in a little astronaut suit.
Is it multiplayer?
Multiplayer.
Sick.
So we were dropping down like beacons and stuff. You have to drop down like air beacons. So the planet that we're on right now is covered in like lines. It's almost
you
like
don't get lost.
It's like a breadcrumb trail almost. It's so you don't run out of air.
Right.
Like you need it, or you can't get further than like this far from the base.
So it's Tony's favorite game, Borderlands pre-sequel.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck that game.
So this one, you're dropping stuff, and you have to build platforms to
But,
power things and like all of that jazz. and you build 3D printers that print other things for you.
So you're building Ultron.
Well, so essentially we want to start exploring other planets and doing all of that jazz. Yeah. So Brian and I got
a spaceship.
So Brian and I built a shuttle. Like we got to the point where we mined enough stuff, built a shuttle. Like we 3D printed the shuttle, we 3D printed the rocket booster. We now have to 3D print a motor to get further into space. But the funniest part was like you can get into the spaceship, and we're like, well, there's no motor, so it won't go. So I forgot what we were doing. But we got to the point where we just started getting goofy.
So you built the hull, but you didn't build anything inside it.
We're missing the motor. We didn't know we were missing the motor till we had built the thing, and you can clearly see like there's a space for the motor, and we're like, oh, darn, and we don't have the required resources to build the motor yet. Yeah. So either way, we were doing something, and I'm like, look at the spaceship. I can get inside it. It's if I need to hide from Brian, you just hide in here, and you can press the launch button, and nothing will happen. And the shuttle took off. And so Brian watched as the shuttle took off.
No motor.
I went into space.
Yay!
And Brian was like, "Did you just leave me on this planet?"
With no motor.
Bye,
and
sucker.
I'm like,
go with no motor.
And I'm like, yes. And then I didn't know how to get back.
Bye, sucker.
So motor gets you further, or the engine takes you further into space, but you can actually explore like a specific part of space without it. So I was orbiting our planet that we were on, and I'm looking, going like, how do I? So I hit like the button to thrust to get like exhaust again, not doing anything. I'm like, Brian, I'm stuck in orbit. I don't know what to do. And he's like, well, I see your little beacon. Maybe I can run to you. And I'm like, Brian, you don't understand. I'm in space. Like,
I can run to you.
Well, because he still saw my beacon. Like, you can see where the other person is. And he's like, I still, like, you're on my map. And I'm like, right, because I'm in the sky. Like, either way, there's blue bubbles you can press on that eventually, like, those are what you land in. So you can actually travel to the other side of the planet, start a new base, yada, 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 if you have all of the things you need to do it with. So it took us about 10 minutes of me floating in space to figure out that if you press the blue bubbles, you'll land. So Brian watched me finally land. And then we just started laughing so hard we couldn't keep playing because I just took off on him.
Goodbye.
Yeah. It's my Brian hidey hole.
Whoops. Space is my hidey. Space is my hidey.
Then we found out that the shuttle only carries one person at a time, so there's a larger shuttle you can build that you have to, like, if you want.
Or you build two separate shuttles.
Or you build two separate shuttles, and you can actually separate, go and get different resources and bring them back to that planet. So there's a lot of different things in this game. It's not a survival game other than air. You need air. You don't need food.
Just like real life. Oh wait, really? You don't need food?
You don't need food.
What?
There's no food
Water?
in the game. No water.
Just
like, it's
air.
not a survival game other than
The air.
you can run out of air. And then you can run out of power, but you can...
I would say that that's a breath of fresh air, but that might be too punny.
Well, at this point it would be, because one of the dogs just let one rip, so...
Ruh-roh.
Walks away.
I think it was because it was the big one that farted, so the little one's like, I'm out of here.
Thanks, bud.
And then Brian and I also played some NHL 19, so thanks to...
So have I.
Well, you
guys can sport.
We got to play together.
I played
Chris
too.
started playing the tutorials.
Because I couldn't do anything else.
Yeah, because in the middle of install, it's like
Yep.
EA games where they give you a chunk.
Yep. Like Star
Poor
Wars.
chunk.
Like Star Wars. And that's my piece.
Give me franchise mode.
If EA is going to do that, at least it should ask before you start installing. It's like, what do you want to play first?
Nope, they wait till after.
Like, you know...
Huh.
Because it's, I forgot which game it was, but it was, do you want to install multiplayer first or single player first?
Most games.
But that's the piece. It's like, well, multiplayer because I'm going to play with my buds. So same thing. It's like EA would be nice if NHL was like, here's 3 game modes that will let you play off the bat. Yeah.
Call of Duty does that?
Yeah.
I don't remember doing it.
It doesn't let you separately
Not all of
install
them.
them, but it's, which do you want to play
make
first?
a priority?
Oh.
So you can, like, when it's halfway through installing, it's like, hey, you can now play multiplayer, but the single player storyline will be locked until it's done installing.
Sure.
You could only play the training camp stuff, and then an NHL or a Stanley Cup game.
Exciting.
I could do more. I could do one-on-one.
It's thrilling.
Yeah. So either way, Brian and I did get to play online against some other people.
Did you guys get...
No, with some games we actually did good. Like we either won or at least stayed close. And the modes for Chell, which I don't know what the acronym is actually for, but
That's what they call it. You call it the Chell.
I know, but it's something league.
No.
Eh?
You just call it the Chell.
Well, I get it's just the Chell, but it actually stands for something. It does.
CNHL.
Well, no, CHEL.
Chell, like from Portal?
Instead of saying NHL, you
Yeah.
just say
Chell.
Chell.
Why not just say NHL?
Because it's not NHL. It's its own thing. So you create a character. You add traits to those characters. You play with those characters. You can unlock things for those characters. So you can play threes, which is pretty much no rules hockey. 3-on-3, no rules, just score. It has money pucks involved. The money pucks can be 2 points, 3 points, minus points to the other team. So like you get a point for scoring, and they'll lose 2 off of their score.
Yo, that's cool.
Yeah, so it's a cool game, a very arcade hockey game mode. There's also the Chell League stuff where you can drop in and you play outdoor hockey on an outdoor rink.
Chell, just like the way you say it, it's just the way I'm. It seems weird.
Chell, the word Chell.
Yeah,
it's just what they want you to say.
What's that group?
But either way, they want you so you can drop in. You can actually create your own league, like your own team, your own camp of people, and then compete for actual ranks and all of that jazz.
Mm-hmm.
So once someone is done installing it and plays with us, we can give that a
shot.
I know, so we can give that a shot.
Don't be giving me
The
that
ranked
shit.
mode stuff. It does seem to try and pair you with people who are close to your like level-ish, if it can. If there's no one playing, you're gonna get stuck. Like we played the same team twice last night and just got trounced. Because it was 3 people who were clearly communicating constantly, who have been playing together for a long time. Like there's prestige modes to this when ranking and all of that jazz. So like clearly these guys have been playing for a while, and we got trounced last night. But the night before, we actually held our own for a certain portion of the time. So that was good. I played some Mario Maker 2.
Have you tried the level 1 but with a twist?
No, I did not. I did not play.
That looks like that. Oh, I also sent the video of the one,
Yeah,
the Mario Mansion. That looks really cool.
It's a cool concept for sure. Of yes, left turn, right turn,
Yes,
this
it was,
and that.
had a
but
working mini map.
Yeah.
And everything. That was cool.
Very
I saw
cool.
that.
Those are always the like exception to the rule when it comes to Mario Maker. So
She's not doing anything. I've been looking at her.
you're just being a weirdo.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm making sure she's not eating that.
She won't. The single player stuff they've added to Mario Maker, very cool. So
Yeah.
that's like the Nintendo people making levels.
Yes,
Clearly, they are tight levels with
they
the
might.
gimmicks of Mario Maker.
They might know how to make it.
They know how to make a level or two. Every once in a while, when playing like the Endless Challenge, like so the online stuff where you just end up playing random maps by people, that's where like you'll end up in a level where I don't know what the challenge was supposed to be, but the map was this long, and
He just made point A to point B go.
yeah, and it's like, is this supposed to be like a speed run thing where like, you know, the fastest person to the flag wins, and you just have to know to take off, and it, you know, it's a 2-second speed run.
Yes.
Not fun.
It's like the reverse Kaizo level.
Yeah, there's some people who have legit just made Mario levels. Cool.
Sure.
Like those are nice.
How
I like
bad are
those.
the on and off switches right now?
Well used actually for some. Like I played one, not pre-made, but like someone like a custom-made level.
I heard the on and off switches are being spammed pretty.
Well, because it's new, so people are playing with them. Like that's the biggest thing. It's like it's the new feature, must play.
on and off switches.
Yeah.
It's not even like
People who use them in a
Well,
fun way, they're insanely cool for the puzzles of those levels. Like hit the thing. Like I had to follow a shell that went a certain way, but I had to keep like it would bounce until you unlocked it, and then it would have to keep. So you'd have to keep like hitting the right switches to unlock this thing and move the shell forward.
right.
And it's like cool puzzle, bro. Awesome. People are still making auto levels, which honestly, I hate.
Yeah.
Well, especially in like an endless run, where it's like I'm here for the challenge of seeing how far I can get by playing these levels, and
Well, I mean, if they don't tag them properly, then it's also the other thing.
yeah. So like it starts
Is
off.
auto scroll? Is that a tag?
I don't know if it is, because the tagging's nice because you kind of know what you're getting into.
Yeah. Like you can get into like puzzle or like speed run
Themed or
themed.
short and sweet is one of them.
Yeah.
So you kind of know. The nice thing is when you're playing an auto level on one of those things, you just swipe and it goes away, and it's like okay, like it. Yes, you'll get three like 1-ups, but you're not playing.
Mm-hmm. No, I get it.
Like that's my one thing, and it's just I don't get the point of like even those levels aren't that hard to make because you see what Mario does every time he touches something. So legitimately, you're like, okay, now he's gonna jump off that spring, so I just have to put another thing there. Like I used to think they were innovative until it's like, oh wait, you can just run the level and keep adding the piece that's gonna knock him into the next thing, and it's like, okay, like, so
Mario Maker.
It's the crux of Mario Maker is you're gonna get really good levels and you're gonna get really junk levels, and hopefully everybody is voting on the, because there's now in the old one, I'm not sure if there used to be a downvote.
Don't remember.
There is now.
Good.
There is a heart and there's a broken heart, and like some of the levels when they're meh, I don't do anything. It's like, okay, you get no vote for me. If they're really good levels, I heart them, and if it's legitimately a level where
if you didn't have a good time, then you can
like I'm sitting there going like
that.
like broken
Hello.
heart.
Yeah.
Hello
So,
again.
and then I got the Kingdom Hearts Complete Collection,
Oh God.
which is 1.5 remix.
It's all
the way
it's
up
all.
to it's all
up to 3.
all up to 3.
Good luck.
I am close to the end of 1.5.
If you yeah.
So the reason I feel like I voiced this the other night when we were playing, I think the reason I never got further in that game is because I don't like Hercules and I don't like Tarzan as movies.
Oh, once you get past them, they're fine.
So that's the pieces I'm like, I know there's more levels. I just have to break through these 2 that I don't like
Right.
to get to the next piece.
Hercules is better in the second one. The Hercules stuff is better.
You know, once I got into the
'cause
Hercules stuff, I didn't really care because you're just
The
you're just in an arena.
Yeah. The Hercules in Kingdom Hearts 2, you're going to the underworld. So that's actually a little bit better.
Yep.
So,
And this one, like, once I got into Hercules, and I'm like, oh, it's just an arena battle.
and the
like,
Tarzan was just dumb. I hated
Tarzan
it.
was dumb.
Yeah, I hated that level.
Tarzan was stupid.
It was just a lot of backtracking
Yes.
in that level. It's
And
just
stupid backtracking
it's like,
because
oh,
you
I'm-
have to climb the damn things
Right,
and then go
or-
off the vines and then
and then you
like,
realize, like, by the time you get back down, it's like, oh shit, I needed to do a
do
thing.
something up there. Yeah.
Yeah, it was, you know,
Back to the vines.
yeah,
Go
it was.
back across.
You can tell that game was made in the 90s,
2000?
2000s, early 2000s.
Early 2000s.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, game design was still getting there.
Yeah. So yeah, and then what was it? What
The
are the
gummy
other
ship
levels?
was dumb. The gummy ships are dumb.
I like the
I
gummy
hated
ship.
the gummy ship.
My gummy ship is bitching.
They've thank God in Kingdom Hearts 3 they've actually streamlined it and I'm actually made it a fun mechanic. So
I liked it in 1.
I hated it in 1.
Built my gummy ship.
Fuck that.
It's got like 1,200 lasers on it.
Fuck the gummy ship and
So you're enjoying it.
I'm enjoying the gummy ship stuff. I thought that was
You're
awesome.
enjoying the game in general now.
Parts of it. So like I was saying the other day too, like you get to certain worlds where there's an iconic song, and they will play it on repeat, over and over, and not the whole song. Like you get to Halloween Town, and it's like,
dun 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 dun,
and you're just like, get to the damn chorus. Nope.
I think they ease up on that a little bit later on.
It's not in all of them. Like I
Yeah.
replayed the Aladdin
Yeah.
level, trying to just get all of the like pieces before the end, sort of thing. Like I'm trying to find.
Yeah,
out the
there's no
secrets and all that.
Aladdin.
It's not like they're playing like Prince Ali, like the whole time.
No.
And only the first part. There's only a couple levels where I noticed the music, and I'm like, I'm gonna go insane. And I like some of these songs, and I'm going to go nuts.
You like them when they played.
The whole song.
With the lyrics.
Yeah. I don't even need the lyrics. I'm cool if they would have just played the entire song. But yeah, cool game otherwise with
Very
all of
good.
the.
I
like,
think it ages mediocrely.
this. Yeah, not bad. Like you can tell this is an older game.
Very old game.
Like the combat's still like.
Now, are you planning on doing all of them or just going 1, 2, and 3?
I'm not sure yet. We'll see what is encompassed in these, because some of them I think
Some
are
are
just
just
the movies.
Yeah, the movies are just easy to fire them off and
Yeah.
go. But like, Birth by Sleep is definitely one that you do need to play.
So we'll
If
see.
you- if you
I'm gonna
do-
go like
So-
they 1.5 remix and 2.5 remix, like that collection
Mhm.
does a nice like, here is the list of games, go through them.
Mhm.
And it's like, okay, so I'll go through them, and if I really don't like them, like even the first one, I'm like, okay, if after Tarzan and Hercules I get something I absolutely detest again, I'm just going to 2. Like I will read a wiki on what happens at the end of this one, and I will just go to 2.
Yeah, no, like as weird as it is to say, like Kingdom Hearts is one of those games that it's like every single iteration of that game.
It all connects.
Is very connected. It's not like Metal Gear where it's like you can do, you can play 2 and then go right, or you can skip 2 and go into 4 and it'll be fine. No, like the Game Boy Advance game.
Why would you skip 2?
I don't know why you would skip 2. It's the best one.
I know.
But like the Game Boy
Bad
Advance.
example there.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the Game Boy Advance Kingdom Hearts game, very important. The 2 PSP games, very important. The 3DS or the DS game, very important. It's like I don't.
No, I'll play. Like I'm gonna go down the list, and like I said, if it comes down to it, and they're just unplayable due to mechanics or this or that, like I just can't get through it. I'll read a wiki and I'll head
the
to the
Little
next
Mermaid level is kind of janky.
What, in 1?
Was it in 1 or 2?
1.
I
played it.
made it that far.
I didn't like that one as much. I can't remember. They all merged together.
So
all right.
the swimming mechanic was cool until they gave me like the fast swim.
Yeah.
And then it's like I have to press the button that makes me go up, but I have to press it lots, so I go forward and straight.
Okay,
and
so
fast.
you'll find if you ever get to Kingdom Hearts 3, the Pirates level is much better.
And like the flying in the Peter Pan level was wicked.
Yeah, that was
like,
fine.
Yeah,
that was fine.
They nailed that one.
That was very fine. That was not half bad.
But I do like the way that they're meshing enough of the stuff together, but in fun kind of ways.
Mm-hmm.
Like it works out quite well. So yeah, cool game. I just had to, and I figured it out once I got past Tarzan and Hercules. I'm like, oh, now they're giving me Aladdin, and this is cool.
To be fair, those were the dumbest levels because Hercules was literally just an arena.
Right,
Woo.
and it gives you prizes,
Woo.
which once
Go
you've
beat
leveled
them.
up enough,
Woo.
Go beat them.
yeah, like you're getting waves.
And Tarzan
and
was
waves of
just
bad guys.
poorly designed.
And Tarzan was I understand what they were going for, but yes, poorly designed
It was very
game.
poorly designed.
And then I went back there because I'm like, I'm
Stupid lizard.
gonna look for the secrets, and now that I can glide, I can skip over all of the vine stuff because I can just fly my way there essentially, across the vine stuff. And then one of the main things they put back in the Tarzan level to make you replay it is you slide down the long branch like Tarzan does in the movie.
Like the mildly okay scene.
Like the snowboarding kind of, like...
Yeah, that scene was all bad.
You have to do it 4 times and collect all of the fruits every time you go down, and you'll get a special prize at the end, and I'm like, nope, not worth it, bye.
I super don't remember that.
Probably
I know
'cause
what
you-
the special prize is.
Nope, don't care.
I want to know.
Don't care. And then one of the bosses, and this game's been out long enough that I don't one of the final bosses is the big gargoyle thing from Fantasia.
Oh, not Fantasia. It's the giant
Gargoyles.
The big black thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's from Fantasia.
Is he from Fantasia? I thought they made him for Kingdom Hearts because he has a giant heartless thing in his chest.
The big thing with the wings and the horns that blows fire.
Oh, yeah, we're thinking about 2 different
Yeah,
bosses.
I said almost fire, like closer to the end.
Yeah, we're thinking of 2 different bosses.
That's what I figured.
Never mind.
Either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's big guy with wings and the Fantasia music's playing and all of that jazz.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
That boss fight was it wasn't hard, it was just annoying. Like that was some of the boss fights I find.
You'll find with those games it's very button mashy.
But not even that, like
It's
this
very-
one I had to fly into his head, like fly towards his head, smack him.
Yeah.
And then he does a move where he engulfs everything around him in flames. So you have to fly away to not get hit, because if you get hit by it and get stuck in it, you're pretty much dead.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's 3 hits and you're
Yeah, the damage was not very well
no.
balanced in this game.
So you smack him 3 times, fly away, fly back. Like he does his move, you fly back, you smack him in the head 3 times. He does it, you fly away, you fly back, you smack him in the head 3 times, and they gave him like 5 health bars.
I don't know how you feel about this, but I really did not like the magic system in Kingdom Hearts 1. It was bad.
I only use it to heal.
Right. So what happens is like if you use all of it, then you have to wait for it to refill.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, that's dumb.
By hitting people, you refill.
Yeah. It's
Yeah, I only use it to heal people.
the offensive magic's really good. So.
Yeah.
And it also depends on how you choose your Sora in the beginning too.
I went defensive and
Sure.
got rid of magic because I'm like,
And that's fine. Then.
magic is stupid.
The magic is worthwhile if you spec out for it.
Yeah, nope. I'll let Donald do that work.
I
So-
never used Donald was the only one that always dies for me. He always
Use a
dies.
glass cannon.
I set him up for defensive type magic stuff. So.
He always dies for me, and it doesn't matter which iteration of Kingdom Hearts I play.
Donald.
He's always the first to go
See,
down.
that's the other piece. I never used any of the other people. They give you Aladdin, and I'm like, nah, that's nice. Like I used them when I needed to unlock certain things, and I'm like, okay, back into your hole.
So you'll find if you ever get to Kingdom Hearts 3, you'll find that the partner Pokemon, the partner Disney characters,
like all over the place.
Yep.
The partner Disney characters, they integrate them much more.
Good.
They integrate them because you have special attacks that are more themed to that character. So, if in the Frozen level with Marshmallow, you have like a Marshmallow move where you jump on top of his back and you're
Doing that
attacking
kind of stuff.
doing his thing. So yeah, you'll find that's much better.
And my only other thing with that game is like you come in the middle of their movies essentially, except they had to retcon some of the movies to like fit it into Kingdom Hearts.
Mm-hmm.
So like Aladdin, Jafar has already taken over Agrabah, but Aladdin hasn't gotten the lamp yet. And then as soon as he gets the lamp, Jafar ends up with the lamp.
It's very much like
they have to try and streamline the movies, so you're like, okay.
Yeah.
And then we made it into the Cave of Wonders, and I'm like, shouldn't it be eating me? Because I'm totally not the diamond in the rough.
I thought it was more like don't touch anything else.
Well, I touched a lot of shit.
Yeah, that's the other follow-up thing.
Yeah.
It's like you touch a lot of shit.
I landed on a lot of treasure to get other treasure in treasure chests.
Yes, it's...
Like, cool all in all, but I'm just like, this isn't part of the
Kingdom Hearts
movie.
1 was more of an experiment.
Very much so. And then the other thing I had to laugh about was Squall. Leon wants you to get, he's like very concerned about the 100 or the 99 puppies that you have to save.
I know.
And it's hilarious because you meet him in an underground area where he's like, the puppies, think of the puppies! And 5 steps away from him is a stupid treasure chest with puppies inside of it. And I'm like, there was puppies around that corner and you did not save them, sir. This is on you.
But there's so many of them.
Yeah.
He's just there's all it starts with 2.
Pongo and Perdita count as 2.
Yeah. And they
Always have. There was 99 puppies and, 2 adults.
And they started in the house already.
Yeah, yes, Pongo and Perdita you unlock right off the bat.
Yeah. You already got 2 on.
Yeah.
2 down.
2 down, 99 to go.
I'm gonna let you know right now that the collection of the puppies is not relevant.
If I find them, I find them. I'm playing this. I'm trying to get through these games. I'm not trying to do all the collectible stuff. So
Yeah,
if I can get good weapons and stuff, I'll get good weapons.
If you try to do the collectibles to get the secret ending, you're gonna like pull your head up.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Don't.
Like
don't
I did I did some
YouTube
of the
it.
Be better than me. Don't
I did
do
some
it.
of the
Don't do
Hercules
it.
stuff just because all of a sudden like Goofy got a better shield and like I got a better weapon out of it. Like I'll do some of that stuff.
If you feel up to it,
Yeah.
try fighting Sephiroth.
I tried.
Did he mess you
Oh
up?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, one hit. Like
Yeah.
one
Oh
hit.
yes. Yes. I for some reason thought it was smart to try and beat him, and I beat him.
Well, I can see how like
It's not easy.
that's the cool thing about the game is once you like it
gives you the tools to beat the stuff.
Yes.
But it's just very much like you need to be very dexterous with your fingers
yes, there's a lot of dodging.
a lot of dodging, a very not pixel perfect, very precise movements that you need to
Yes.
do. That,
Like even to counter their moves
yeah.
to like
Oh my
you
god,
gotta,
I
like,
never got the parry system.
No,
Very,
I
it's always been there.
it happens.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
every once in a while
It's a pleasant surprise.
I'll get points and I'm like, ooh. They wobbled. I got them.
I've been playing Kingdom Hearts since the beginning, and yes, I still cannot master the parry system.
Well, and they try to teach it to you at the beginning when you're fighting like the people on your island,
Yeah.
like the Final Fantasy characters.
Yeah, it was Titus.
But again, I
Ricky,
just
yeah.
started whacking at them, so it really didn't like. I'm like ah.
And that was the thing. Like the playstyle, everyone's playstyle of Kingdom Hearts is always going to be a little bit different. If you want to be very technical, if you want to be
Yeah.
that person, you can totally do that, or just
Yeah, that's what
you
I
could
do.
totally do that too, and you will have
Keyblade smacking.
You'll have a perfectly fine experience, more or less.
Yeah.
So like it's never
yes.
it's never been reliant on like you need to parry.
No. So.
Like it's if you can do it, that's nice. It's never.
But
been
yeah, so
required.
far storyline very predictable. Hearts, heartless.
It's you say predictable now.
Well, at this point, 'cause it's the first game. Like,
You say predictable now. You have no idea.
like you know your friend is gonna be a dick at some point, like right off the bat, because it's not like he's hiding it. He's already a dick before they leave the
you say
island.
that now.
Like, so.
You say that now.
Either way.
You say that now, but Riku, little do you know.
Well, like, you're gonna change them. There's 800 games. I saw the list.
He actually becomes my favorite character.
So either way, I'm almost done the first Kingdom.
Yay! And like 10 more to go.
Yeah, woo! I'm done.
I'll go next. So
Really?
hello. Hello.
Yes, the old one's grumpy.
Yes, she's not happy right now. We played Call of Duty.
Yes, we did.
We played Prop Hunt.
Prop Hunt.
A mode that has been in a lot of Call of Duty games. Yeah. Yeah, it was in World War I as well. It was in Call of Duty, this one. It'll probably be in
the new one.
Call
of Duty Modern Warfare.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
That's the old one?
I don't know.
Oh, sorry. Call of Duty, Modern Warfare.
Hey.
There we go. Specific details. It's awesome. I love Prop Hunt.
It is it is a good way to unwind from that
It's a
game
super
if
not
you're-
serious
Yes.
mode. Essentially, you hide as the items in the environment.
And all of the items.
You can be any of them. And so it is a hide
That
and
should be a washer.
you can be a
I thought
maybe
of that
maybe
one. There's got to be a washing
maybe,
machine on that
and
level.
it depends on which level you're playing in as well.
Oh, he knows which level I'm talking about. Yeah, the one where I pretend to be a washing machine when we play it in the actual hardcore mode.
Maybe.
I duck down beside all of them and I'm like, I'm a washing machine. That's what I was essentially doing in this round. Was I'm like, I'm a tree.
I'm a tree. And so you basically pretend like you're one of the items, and you have to hide in the environment.
Yeah.
For,
So you can switch.
so you can
2 or
change
3 times.
So you can change your
purpose?
prop. Sorry.
What's the purpose?
It's hide and seek, man.
It's hide and seek.
Yeah.
And so as
So the other team is shooting everything on the map trying to find you.
right, and you can change your prop depending on which map it is, to either 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
And it's randomized, so you could be a watermelon and you're running around as a watermelon,
And then you hit a button and you're a truck.
or a tree.
Yeah.
And you're trying to run away from other people.
Yeah.
As they're shooting you. The other team is trying to hunt you, and they have unlimited ammo with P90s.
Yes.
Which is helpful because it is the biggest clip in the game.
Sure.
Isn't it?
It's the fastest shooting.
It's the fastest shooting.
It's the fastest shooting with I guess.
As
When you're hiding, you will whistle every 20 seconds or 30
15.
seconds? Every 15 seconds. I thought it was
20 maybe.
I think it was every 20
I
seconds.
only ever look up when it's like 15 seconds left, so I don't know.
So, and you do whistle, so it kind of gives your position away. So your incentive
They
to
don't want to
keep
make it impossible.
Right, because again, like, you're a tree, or you can be a watermelon hiding in all of the watermelons.
or you can be a blue crate.
Yeah.
Or you can be a
So now
doesn't matter.
you can move, and you can climb just like you can with a regular... so you can be a watermelon that's scaling walls.
Yes, you can. It says mount. Press X to mount the barrier.
Yeah, so you'll watch as like a barrel goes like over a fence.
There is
and,
an
like,
animation
runs
for
away.
it.
You
Yeah.
just shoot it?
Yeah.
And so your goal is to, as the other team, is to hunt them down.
So you get one flashbang as an item to like flash the bad guys.
If they get too close or they know where you are,
Yeah, so
you
you-
flash them and then you can run.
You flash them and kind of run to a new location and hope to God you've hidden well enough this time because now you're out of flashbangs.
As a prop, you also have max run speed at all times.
Yeah, you're always sprinting
You're always sprinting, which helps a lot.
as a watermelon
As
or a blue crate
or a barrel.
or a barrel or a tree.
Or
To a barrel.
a tire. You were a tire.
I was a tire for a while.
That was good. Yeah, that was a good.
But yeah,
you had a
so
good
depending
run.
on the item, you get more health. So if you're a bigger item, you have more health,
But you're easier to spot.
but you're obviously easier to
Spot.
find.
right.
Sure.
So,
So it's
a giant game.
interesting.
It's a giant game of hide and seek.
The worst part is when you're in Vacant, for instance, the level, and I forgot what you started as, but you got
Garbage can.
you got close to being found, and you and Brian were close together, and one of you flashed.
Oh yeah.
You changed during the flash because that's a good tactic. Is like, okay, they were looking for a chair,
think I
now they're
changed-
looking for.
I
You
changed-
changed into a dumpster, but you
Yes.
were in the middle of Vacant and not anywhere close to outside.
So I had to like book it outside and find a place, hopefully, where they won't. And that's the thing. It tests your ability to remember. Was there a dumpster there, or was there a bucket there? I can't remember. Shoots it,
I just shoot everything.
and that's the goal. Is
It's most people, yeah.
you
So
just shoot it, right?
the other tactic is not shooting because they can't see you on their map.
Yeah.
And waiting for the whistles and going like, okay, like pinpointing that direction
So-
as
'cause you-
opposed to just like
So you can actually sneak up on the props if they're not paying attention.
yeah. A light pole in the one level, like the beach bog level, I became a pole.
Right.
That one was hard
Oh.
because all the poles are connected by wires.
Oh, and most of the maps are in rotation, including Shipment.
Shipment's still
best
the
one.
bastard child of the maps.
So what they do with that one is that you get your P90, but you also get unlimited RPG.
Just blow everything up.
Yeah.
And also, as the items, you're not items that belong in Shipment.
So you're like a snowman. You can be a gift. You can be a beach board.
Yeah, a floaty, like a turtle floaty.
Yeah, you can turtle floaty.
The only one that kind of connects a little bit, there's a 6-pack of beer.
Yeah. And of course, like the strategy for that map is hope to God you transform into something more or less small
And mobile.
and run around because it's very difficult to hit with an RPG. because if you move fast enough.
Yeah, that's why I was running around with my P90 for that map, because people are expecting explosions, and I'm just like.
No, it's way fun to just fight.
Well, I know it's more fun to hit them with the
rocket,
but.
Anyways, it's a fun little dumb game mode.
It is a nice game mode once, like we had a round the other night where we were tired and it wasn't working and that kind of stuff. This is a way to kind of suck you back in.
The World War I version of the prop hunt, apparently you can, if say like you're a watermelon, you can press X and it'll drop a decoy watermelon where you are, and you can run away. So if the person shoots it, they don't actually kill you, they just kill the decoy and you're still alive. So you can like transform, drop a couple props, transform again to something else. It's a fun little thing.
It's a fun game mode.
So, anyways, we played a little bit of prop hunt there, and then Pokemon Masters came out for Android in Canada and Singapore.
Yeah.
Very, very strangely exclusive, as the World Championships. One of the big selling points of the World Championships is next week is come down and play Pokemon Masters before everyone else. I played it already.
Singapore is just weird.
It's a very strange place to launch it.
Like, Canada I get, States is right there, Canada there, North America, easy peasy, whatever.
It's easy to monitor, but why Singapore? Yes.
Yes.
But why male models?
Why male?
So I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Masters, and I really enjoy that game. It looks great. Pre-order. Yeah. So it's technically out at the end of August for everyone, more or less. But it's you and 2 other trainers, basically with their partner Pokemon, and it's all combat's happening in real time.
Yep.
So you have a little blue bar on the bottom that dictates how many moves you can use. So for example, my Pikachu, if I want to use Thundershock, it'll take one blip of that bottom bar. If I wanted to do Thunderbolt, it's actually 2 blips, and you share that bar with the other 2 Pokemon.
Oh, okay.
So, and you have to manage like, the other team's got, they're all Zubats, so they're all weak to lightning. So you want to make sure I'm using only lightning attacks. I'm not going to use any other attacks that don't really benefit. Okay. The problem, I don't know that it's a problem, but it's probably just easier to manage this way, is that the weaknesses is factored into the game. So like if you attack a Zubat with electric attack, it's gonna take a lot more damage. However, it adopts the Pokemon card game weakness mechanics, where it only has one weakness. So if you were to hit it with if the Zubat with a psychic attack or a rock attack, you would think, yes, it'll murder that Zubat. It doesn't.
Is it because you'll use electric first?
No. It's just, I think it simplifies the gameplay to be like, oh, what's that Pokemon weak to? I don't remember. Like, what other weaknesses? I think the other weaknesses are there.
Fire.
No. Oh. It's not. I think the other weaknesses are there. I just can't quite tell. What I actually really enjoy most about the game is the presentation, because it actually feels like a full, actual RPG. They've got all the animations, you got all the characters. Most of the stuff is voiced. Not all of it, but a good chunk of it is voiced by
the actual person who does Pikachu?
No. And it's not Pikachu! And so the big sell is that they're bringing in all of these characters from all the big video games. So your first set of partner characters is Brock and Misty. They're not voiced by Brock and Misty from the show. Oh. They're voiced, which is, it adds a piece to it, but they're pulling in all these random characters. So, for example, you see Rosa, who is one of the side characters from Diamond and Pearl. Rosa. And her partner is Cynthia, who is the Pokemon champion in the Sinnoh League, which is cool. And so, everyone's got their own reason to be in the story. And that's another thing. It doesn't feel like a free-to-play game because there's so much single-player stuff. It actually feels like a full game in that respect. There is their own antagonist group in the game. Team Break. And you can identify them because they have a mask on their face. Yeah. And when you start that battle encounter with them, which is sideways, and it spells a B from the mask, which is clever. So
the mask kind of gives it away, though.
It does. And so essentially, it is a free-to-play game where you have to pick your missions from the start, and then you have to, it's very linear. Yeah. There's no click-to-point adventure kind of things. you'll notice there's a lot of great animation in this game. Like everything is well animated. All the trainers, all the Pokemon, everything's like really high end. I would have expected to actually pay money to play this game. Like if
you can pay money.
You can, but like even if you look at the animation, like it actually looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
And like this stuff, I don't think this part is voiced, but some stuff is voiced. It takes place after the video games, not the TV show, so don't expect to see Ash from the show.
You'll get red.
You'll get red. You'll get blue. You'll get the video game specific characters. I don't think I've seen Team Rocket just
Professor
yet.
Oak.
Nope, not yet. There is a new professor in this game though. I can't remember her name specifically. It's another tree.
Professor Pine.
That seems too easy. I don't
That's
remember.
a tree.
No, it seems too easy to me.
Professor Palm.
Professor Palm. No, they've already done the Alolan one with Kukui.
What color is my hair?
Yes.
So I really like the presentation of Pokemon Masters.
Different,
I
yeah.
really am looking. I hope everyone gets to play it sooner rather than later, because it just seems like a lot of fun. It is a little bit buggy. It crashed on me twice so far.
It's a new game.
It's a new game. It's early access is how they are billing it, which is totally fine. I totally get it. I know my colleague, he's already like maxed out all the trainers that you can get in the game. I'm like, dude, the game came out like on Tuesday. Calm down. So I'm really liking it.
I don't want a Pikachu. I want a Squirtle.
You can't choose that right now, because the game is about the masters, not about the Pokemon. You're leveling up the masters, like the characters.
He seems hurt.
I'm sure you can find a trainer with a Squirtle.
It's the best part of the Pokemon detective movie. The Squirtles.
He was in there for like 5 seconds.
And he was putting out fires.
Like he should be.
Yeah, I know. He was being very helpful.
Squirtle Squad.
He did not have. They did not have sunglasses.
No.
So the one thing about with the combat is that you, after X amount of moves, you have a sync move with your Pokemon, which is kind of like a Z move. Mm-hmm. But you can use it more than once, provided the battle is going on that long. And I'm told that there is like sync partner moves where you can have all 3 of your Pokemon attack at once, which is really cool. And so what you do is you actually pick your, and so how the combat works is, say you're going, it's always a 3 against 3. You pick which Pokemon you want to hit first, and then you pick the attack on the Pokemon. And it all happens in real time too. So you have to actually kind of manage your resources with that meter as well. You have items that you can use.
My name's Brock. I'm a gym leader.
That doesn't sound like Brock.
I said it's not Brock. I just said they're voiced. I didn't say that it was voiced by the TV show.
You can play without sound, then we're good.
Yeah, you can play without sound. It's fine.
I heard they were voiced by the actors.
I didn't say that at all.
That's what I heard.
No, he said they weren't voiced by they had voice acting, but they weren't from the TV people.
That's what I heard.
Okay.
You can say you said things. It's saying what I heard.
They are voiced. There's voices in this game. Whether or not they are characters from the TV show, I cannot confirm. 90% sure they're not. I really like it. It's super fun. It's super relaxing. It's chill. It's not.
It's relaxing.
You don't have to invest a whole lot of time into it. Like
you don't have to walk around.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And exercise.
Sometimes I don't want to walk around and play Pokemon and go, what? I do like doing that still.
I was gonna say.
I still like doing that.
This is you.
I still like doing that. So that's basically all the games I've played. I watched a movie. I watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Ooh.
The ninth film by Quentin Tarantino, and I have mixed feelings about it. At the end of the day, I really like it.
Is it Tarantino?
It is a very Tarantino film.
So blood.
Yeah, well, not really.
But it's a Tarantino film based off of
Charles Manson.
like actual events.
So it is based off of real life.
All his movies are tied together.
Find
out how. And
so this movie actually ties all that together. There is like one giant thing that ties all his films together in this movie. So I haven't seen all his movies, so I can't confirm or deny.
Is it Django?
No.
Django?
No.
Django?
No.
Django? Django Unchained.
Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio kill this movie.
I would hope so.
They are
so.
so
They're good
good.
actors.
I believe they're both Academy Award winners.
Yes, at least finally.
They are now.
Finally.
No, Leo is.
Yeah.
Oh no,
finally.
Leo took a while.
That's what I'm saying.
Brad,
that's the joke.
I think so.
Yeah, he's gotten one.
Has he?
He's got to.
Meet Joe Black.
That's what I'm thinking too.
got
that's where I go with that.
But yeah, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is very much like a
Fact
movie
check that
about
real quick.
nothing, but a movie about this actor,
Hollywood.
Leonardo DiCaprio's character, trying to break out of the role that he is in right now.
Stereotypes.
He's being stereotyped as this cowboy movie, or not cowboy movie, cowboy TV show character.
Hero guy.
Hero. And so his first big
12 Years a Slave.
is where Brad Pitt got his?
Yeah.
Good for him.
He was in that.
Yep.
Good for him.
I think he was in that.
Oscar winner, Best Motion Picture of the Year.
Well, there you go. He didn't win it.
No, sorry. Oscar nominee, Best Performance by an Actor in a Leading Role, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button.
All right.
I can see that.
Nominee for 12 Monkeys.
Oh, all right.
He was a little weird in that. But
Nominee for Moneyball.
yeah.
I think at the end of the day, he won one. No, he didn't, hey?
No, not himself. His movie, like,
Oh.
12 Years a Slave one. But
So DiCaprio has that up on Brad
I
Pitt.
guess.
But I think he definitely should be at least nominated for this movie because he just
I'm sure he will be.
kills this movie. It is so good.
No, it's a Tarantino. You won't get.
That's true. It's a
You won't
Tarantino
get
flick.
nominated for anything.
Margot Robbie, I could care less about her storyline in this movie. It
Yeah,
was
but I thought her part
so
was
wildly-
the most realistic part of the actual happening.
It is the most realistic in the sense. It's just the way they've portrayed it was just incredibly boring, and it was so much set up for something so little at the end of the movie.
Yeah, but in the actual real life, her character, the person she played, died because of Manson.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
I don't know the real backstory.
Because Hilary Duff is also doing a version of that.
Good for Hilary Duff.
I guess so.
Supposed
Good
to
for
be-
her.
She's supposed to be pretty decent in it.
Ow.
Harley Quinn Smith was in it. Kevin Smith's daughter.
What was she as? Was she
A
one of the hippies?
I believe she was a Manson.
Oh, then I don't remember. Show me her face. Maybe
I'm
I'll-
getting there.
yeah.
I'm getting there.
So yeah, like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, there is a.
She
I don't know.
played
Hippie girl number one.
Froggy.
Yeah, that was one of the hippies. Yeah, the movie just kind of goes all over the place, but as long as you kind of keep that like mentality, yeah, exactly, it's a Tarantino film, and so as long as you have that, like we're gonna go back to DiCaprio's story, we're gonna go back to Brad Pitt's story. I could care less about Margot
Well, they tie
Robbie.
together though.
They all
because,
tie-
because
and that's
they're Brad Pitt is his
Stunt double.
Yeah.
Stunt double / bodyguard / camaraderie person, whatever.
Yeah.
So like one of the big story points, comrade. One of the big story points is when Leonardo DiCaprio's character like finally makes that big break into like films.
Yeah.
He fought like his stunt double,
Follows.
Brad Pitt's character follows him all around to shoot those movies with him as his stunt double, and it was that part of the movie was kind of like more of an exposition piece in my mind. Like it wasn't as interesting as the rest of the film.
Yeah.
But like Cliff himself, that's Brad Pitt's character, easily the best part of that entire movie.
It usually ends up being Brad Pitt's character, though.
Like his scenes were just like phenomenal.
Like as good as a movie as I think Snatch is, Brad Pitt in Snatch is stellar.
I do think he's.
You can't understand him.
It's the best part
Oh,
because he crushes it.
He plays like this southern person, this southern accent character in this movie, and it is so he does it so well. And it's a good character that he plays. Like he's very morally just and very morally right.
Yeah.
And so he's just thrust into these situations where it's like, oh, I'm going to actually just beat your skull in. All right.
Oh dear.
Like it's nuts.
Echo.
DiCaprio was also great too. Like he's watching him. There's a very good respect from me when actors have to play actors in a film where they have to pretend like they're acting, because that's a whole level of like meta in my mind, because it's like they have to pretend like in the scene they are being a bad actor, so they have to act
Badly.
poorly being
Unless
an actor.
just be
or
in
vice
real
versa.
life.
Yeah, but he had the experience of being a bad actor, so
Exactly. So it's like, is it actually Caprio?
he's just calling back to, you know,
Is it-
Titanic.
Is it him being himself, or is it? Yeah, no. Like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is very much like there's a setup in the very beginning. There's a reason why he's in this movie, like why this movie's starting, and then like everything happens, and then the last like 10 minutes is like, oh, because of the beginning, this is gonna happen because of that. This is a long walk for a short drink of water, essentially. Then if I
Yeah, that's a
good
Quentin
drink?
Tarantino movie.
yeah,
A good drink,
oh yeah,
soothing.
it was very. I would say satisfying. I would say satisfying. If I was to put the the
his
quote on the back of the
final movie?
DVD
I was gonna say this is his last movie, right?
is
He only was gonna make 9.
is that his thing? Was that his thing?
Supposedly. That's
But
what
isn't he
has
doing
said.
like a Star Trek?
He's supposed to.
Yeah. Clearly won't be a Tarantino. Maybe he's not counting it because it's not a Tarantino movie.
No, they said it would be very. If he did it, he would do it very Tarantino. Like,
Well, and I get that it would be Tarantino-like, but it's not an original.
but if it's not, if this
IP.
one, for example, is not bloody in that.
Oh, there is a scene that's like
Tarantino.
very Tarantino-esque. It's like,
but
oh
not
god,
Kill Bill.
not to the level of Kill Bill. Nowhere,
Kill
nowhere,
Bill.
Because when I
nowhere
think
close.
Tarantino, that's where I go.
Or even Reservoir Dogs, even for that matter.
I
Like,
still haven't seen that.
Pulp Fiction.
oh, Pulp Fiction, so good.
The car.
I'm trying to think of the Tarantino, like Django Unchained.
I haven't seen that one.
That was bloody.
Yeah, that was very. It's nowhere near as that. There, that scene that I'm trying to like not to spoil for it's very
Hateful Eight.
Yeah. Hateful
That
Eight's
one I
pretty.
haven't seen.
I haven't seen that one. I don't think I've seen that one.
That's good.
I just don't like Jamie Foxx, so Django Unchained is no interest to me.
Yes, but Hateful Eight has Kurt Russell and Samuel Jackson.
Oh, see, and no, and I knew Kate Flynn.
Oh, Kurt Russell's in this movie too, as well.
Yeah, he is,
as a
yeah.
character role. I think he even almost plays himself.
Yeah, no, I knew Hateful Eight had people. I'm like, that looks like a good one, and then I just never picked it up.
It's a good one.
Yeah, it's if you're not prepared to see a Tarantino film, if you don't know his, like, it's a lot of nothing, also a real gruesome action scene, you're not gonna enjoy this film. But you need to go in with that sort of like.
It's
know.
a Tarantino movie.
And so like talking to some of my coworkers, they're like, I didn't like that. I'm like, yeah, because it goes everywhere, right? He's like,
It's
yeah,
a Tarantino flick.
yeah, it goes everywhere. Like, what the hell? So, anyways, I enjoyed it. I think I would watch it again just to be like, oh, Easter egg, or like Tarantino thing here, or I don't know, just little
I think
nods.
he's hinting he wants to go again.
I'd watch it again. I'd watch it again.
Oh no, I think I'm good on movies.
I
I
don't want to see anything.
I'm trying to think of what's out right now.
Hobbs and Shaw.
I do want to see Hobbs and Shaw.
I'll wait for that one to come out.
No, I'm good. I can see that right now.
Like, I'll buy it. Don't get me wrong. I have all the other Fast and the Furious movies, but
Anyways, that's
because Fast and Furious.
more or less. Oh, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I was going to give you guys an update on that because I finally watched the
Things
season.
happened.
So,
Coulson's back.
no.
Oh, he is back.
He is back.
Sarge.
No, not really.
I know.
They killed the Sarge off. So, at the end, the very last scene shows,
Season
like,
finale?
of the season finale, has the Chronotons, like, invading Earth. Again,
Chronotons.
totally connected to the MCU because it totally happens.
Yup.
Yeah.
Chronotons.
It's this like time race that they introduced. I think they introduced.
Kang?
No, not as fun. Not that. No, I was thinking about that entire time. I was like, no, not as fun. So it's basically like the Watchers, except not They don't call them the Watchers. They essentially watch over time
Watchers.
and make sure that things go along. Yeah, exactly. Like but they can't say the Watchers.
Can't use the Watchers. They're not connected.
Not connected. And so essentially it
Do they have
leads.
big heads in their
No, super normal human looking chronocons.
Of course.
And so essentially the last act is them attacking the last base of Shield in the show.
sword?
They're
No.
not swords.
Nope.
They can't use swords.
No, not
Swords
yet.
going to be in the...
That's going to be a thing later. And so the last act is them like bolting out of the Shield headquarters and then time jumping to 1960.
Excellent.
1960.
Yeah. Literally
What
the
is 1960?
So now we're going Agent Carter with this.
Yes.
Essentially, is the...
is 100 because literally the line is that they're flying through and they're like, where's Where's this? Where's New York? That is the Empire State Building. It's still being built.
Alrighty then.
And then,
Alright.
and then, because Clark Gregg has to be on the show, they create an LMD of Coulson.
He doesn't. I thought it was his last season.
No,
I thought he was
next
done.
season's next
No,
season.
I thought
Season-
he was done.
No,
that
no.
was supposed to be last season.
He's back.
Yeah, he's always back.
He's always back.
He's always back. And so
Because they know they don't have a show without him.
they really don't have a show without him. Like they've tried to filter people out through the show.
Yeah.
And like some people, like remember when Mockingbird
Yeah,
and
her boyfriend
Hunter
were supposed to. Yeah.
was that? Oh,
Well, because they were supposed to get a
I
spin-off.
was so excited for that, and
Yeah.
then they dropped it, and they had this huge goodbye episode for them, and it was really emotional and really touching, and nothing happened. From
It's
it.
okay. She landed a job on the Orville.
She did, and he had a one episode cameo after the fact.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're in the 1960s now. I think it's 1960s, whenever that time period is, and they have
Maybe
confirmed
a cameo.
Peggy Atwell has confirmed she will
She's
be in
next
season 7.
Yeah.
She will be in season 7
For the final season.
Yes.
for the final
They're
season.
bringing Agent Carter in.
So how this affects the
I wonder
MCU
if-
as a whole, I don't know.
I wonder if they would have kept Carter going.
Agent
They would
Carter.
have tied
Tied in.
together.
It would have been much better. I
So
think.
she also just did an interview, and they're like, "Well, do you know why Agent Carter ended?" And essentially, ABC canceled the show because they wanted to put her in a leading role on a show that would have a bigger fan base
that
or a wider-ranging audience. So they put her into a legal drama show.
that worked great.
What
And
show was that?
It ended after 13 episodes. I forgot what it was called. Clearly, it was a hit.
Yes. Wide audience.
Wide audience.
Just spread that net real big. Yeah, so that's where season 6 ends, and that's where season 7 will begin. Is in the 19 whatever time period that is. I suspect it won't be a forever thing. I suspect it'll be like
Half a season. And
yeah,
then they
like
come
we're in the
back.
1960s here. Oh, now we're gonna jump to like
They're time
20,
traveling from last
21,
season.
2150 something, and then we'll go back to like 1990 whatever. I suspect that's what's gonna happen because the way that they've set.
Then
the-
it will
the
tie
Quinjet-
into the Loki show.
Hey, I'd be totally okay with anything at this point.
Except it won't tie into anything because
Yeah.
it's still by
And here's my like
Marvel TV.
And here's my like pitch, like just make an Agents of Shield movie and just tie this all up. Like
No.
even on the Disney Plus.
Is it been
as-
6? Yeah, it's been 6.
6 seasons. And a movie!
No. So yeah, that's my my pitch. Like finish off Agents of Shield as a Disney Plus movie. It doesn't have need to be on like. It doesn't have to be on the
No.
film. I would be okay. I just want that show to be done.
You're going to get it done. It's going to get its last
It's
season.
on its last season.
Last hurrah.
But
Yeah.
I
You're not getting a movie.
I probably won't. I know.
You're going to get a nice bow tying at the end of season 7.
Yes, that does not connect with the rest of the
That
MCU.
will
Where
not
it was
connect to the
all a
MCU.
dream.
Yeah.
And they did not address any bits of the Thanos snap in that last episode. It was literally that one line that Melinda said, where it's like, "Oh, they must. What are they doing? It must be their end game now." I'm like, if that was really their tie-in, I'm gonna shoot someone.
Don't tie it in.
Nope, they can't.
I know.
Well, they
So,
can,
not
but
since
the
Dark
movies
World.
won't.
No.
The movies won't ever acknowledge it.
They've acknowledged it once.
Honestly, the best way of tying everything up is like Coulson's death dream as he's been shot by Loki is like it's all in his brain. It's all synapses firing as he's
I
dying.
will kill something.
Why are you looking at me when he says that?
I don't know.
I will kill something.
But yeah.
if that happens.
No, it won't.
I would laugh.
I will-
Oh
I
yeah,
will-
that's exactly.
I will flip. I will
Yeah.
flip so hard if that happens.
What a perfect way to end it. And then Coulson's actually dead, and that's why it's not connected to the MCU. It was all a dream.
Fuck this noise.
It ended after
At
the
this
last time
point-
they tied it in.
Huh?
It ended after the last time they tied it in.
Yeah.
At some point like
Season
that
2.
that's still on the table. That option is still on the table. The fact that option is still on the table bothers me. It's like
It
a
will
rip.
always be on the table. Tahiti was all he was
It's a
his
magical
mind
place.
trying to
It's a magical
It
place.
was his mind trying to just cope with the fact that he was dying.
Anyways, yeah.
He did.
Yeah,
It's a-
that's your Agents of Shield update.
Hashtag Coulson doesn't live.
Hashtag Coulson lives.
Nope.
Coulson doesn't.
Well, that's why he's always in it. It's because
It's
he-
his dream.
Yes.
I know.
That makes sense.
Oh
No.
my god. We've cracked the code.
No.
That's why he's always said it.
Super not. What have you been up to?
Not Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Someone's got to keep watching that show.
No, you don't. You
Yeah, I
don't
do.
have to.
Yeah, I do. I'm this far in.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I've already gone this far.
My,
Get too far down the rabbit hole, you're stuck.
yep.
What have you been up to, Chris?
Lots of stuff. It's been a while.
It has been a while.
Yeah, what's up?
Start with the games. Doing some more Diablo.
Ooh.
Yeah.
The grinding.
The hard.
I'm gonna go like
Just
4 bars
redefines the term grinding.
Yes, Diablo is the epitome of one of the grindiest games that you can ever
Trying
play.
to get all the trophies is just super grindy.
Yep.
I'm
Because you're trying to get what max level for all characters right now. That's the big one, right?
Yeah. Well, 70 do 500 bounties, which is a pain because you can only do 25 each day. Per
Oh,
character.
but that's not that bad.
It takes a couple hours to do.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
25 bounties per day, and you could do it eventually.
Yeah.
Then you need legendary gear level 70 on all of the characters, just on one character. Have every slot filled, but that's as you do the bounties. Things unlock. So
How easy would that be to game?
what do you mean game?
Like if you got level 70 armor or whatever on a character, and then
It doesn't matter. It's not gonna affect my guy in any way.
so you can't like trade that to
He's
someone else.
overly
and then...
my wizard is overly powered. So
Oh, I don't know.
or as is.
Are you done your hardcore mode yet?
No, I'm in Act 3 on that one.
Ooh.
Is that far or close? How many acts are there? 6?
5.
5.
Oh, not bad.
4. Sorry, I'm in Act 4.
So 5.
Getting there.
No, 3. Because 5 was the bonus thing with the death
Oh, okay.
stuff.
And you don't have to make it through that one.
Well, you still have to.
Oh, okay.
Because that's probably another trophy you have to defeat. Malachi.
Malachi, yeah.
Malachi.
Whatever is it? Yeah. Death.
Well,
Death. Angel
beat
of
death.
The Angel of Death.
The Reaper of Souls.
Pretty much.
Man, that game took so long to fix. I'm glad they did, though.
Yeah.
Took them all, yeah.
So with that, doing the bounties and with one character, it's already level 70. And the hardcore mode with my witch doctor.
Mhm.
I had to think about what he was. Both are overpowered and shoot from a distance. It's not at all.
Close enough.
Also been doing some Spyro 2. Nick
Yes,
has
you-
been laughing at me with that.
In the
Because
sense.
they're playing NHL or whatever, and I'm getting frustrated at the level I'm on, and I can't figure it
We
out.
stopped playing Modern Warfare the other night and both switched to single player games.
Yeah.
So I was playing Kingdom Hearts and he was playing Spyro, and all you hear is, "The hell am I supposed to?" Like he's talking under his breath, but just enough where you're like, "What are you trying to do?" And it's like, "Trying to find these damn coins," or whatever it happens to be.
I don't know what to do on that one level. I have to look it up. It's super frustrating. I did recently find out that the dragonfly thing that follows me around is actually handy. Because
It's your Navi. It tells you what to do.
Not really.
Hey!
He's my health meter
Hey, listen!
for the most part.
Hello.
Hey, listen!
Hi.
Hey!
Hi.
You press L3 and if you have like one gem that's missing, he'll guide you toward where it is.
Oh, well, that's not terrible.
No,
Once you
figured
figured
that
out that's what he was doing.
Not just your health meter.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. I don't remember ever playing Spyro 2, so this is.
I've never played any of them, so I can't.
I played the first one and I loved it, and that's why I
Well, I mean,
went through that thing. This is just. It feels weird. I don't know why. There's so much to do.
I think it's the old school like it's even Kingdom Hearts where they thought certain puzzles were like really good back then,
I'll have to look it up.
and they just didn't. Like even the old Mario games, it was like, oh, this is really hard to get to. Not that it's like it's obvious to get to and just hard to get to. It's just like if we don't like make it obvious that this is where you have to go, it's gonna be really funny and it'll be a good secret. And it's like, no,
And
it's
even
not a good
Crash-
secret. It's just It's just bad.
Even Crash Bandicoot. I mean, this is better than Crash Bandicoot. Crash Bandicoot was just frustrating.
Yeah, because
Trying to get through everything.
Yes.
That was just frustrating.
Well, because even some of those jumps, like you're like, I've made that, and you did not land on the right pixel, and you fall to your death.
Well,
Welcome to
'cause it
old
was
school
the-
platforming.
Well, because it was at the part where I remember that because I had to jump over certain things and land and hit the
Yep.
Whoever
on a
designed
wooden bridge, and it was a one panel, and oh, you missed it.
Yeah.
whoever
I
designed
did.
the idea to like if you missed the platform by like couple pixels, you latch onto it.
Yeah.
And then jump back on.
Oh, yeah.
It's like
Great.
a genius.
That's not this. That was not Crash Bandicoot.
No.
No.
No. What's a climbing animation?
But that was a lot of platformers back. Again, that was one of those things where it's just like,
What's a climbing animation?
yeah.
Oh, they don't even get me started on that because I vented about that too.
What?
The climbing animation.
What? Yeah, what?
What?
Well, because first level you go into in Spyro. Oh, well, there's stuff up there, but you need to climb the ladder.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, okay, you'll figure that out later. But
Wait,
Cool.
what?
He had to pay to learn how to climb a ladder.
And so I go further in. I beat the entire first world. I beat the boss. I go into the second one. I know which guy I go to learn the skill. Finally, I get to the second area, and it's, oh, hey, you want to learn to climb this ladder? Yes. Like, hours ago.
Like at least make it a super jump or something stupid. It's not a ladder.
Okay.
And it's
Doesn't
it's
Spyro
400.
fly? He's a dragon.
No, he hovers.
He hovers, he
kinda.
glides. He's a glider.
It
like
costs
gargoyles
400.
can't
And it
fly.
costs 400 gems, which not a problem. I collect that in 2 levels, and it's fine.
But you have to.
But the fact that
pay to
what
learn how to
what
climb
if,
that.
and you think it would be something special to
You
do?
think that
No.
this is an EA game?
And you think it'd be a hard skill to do? No, you literally go up and press X and you start climbing. It's like you couldn't.
It's
Give me
gated.
this?
It's gated.
It's gating the game, but that's the piece. Like, don't make it a ladder.
Give me something else.
It's like a jump pad or something stupid, like Banjo Kazooie, where it's
Banjo games, the Donkey Kong games were real good for that.
yeah, like you unlock barrels, like they actually had locks on them or something like that. Like a ladder is stupid. Can you walk? Yes, then you can definitely climb.
And all
a
you
ladder.
do is
Guess what? It could have been easily, literally a gate.
and all you
Correct.
do is the animation on it is literally just you turn
yeah, and then keep
and
walking.
you're just it's like
You're a
walking,
lizard.
but you're just going up.
To be fair, it is really weird to see a dragon try and climb a
The
ladder.
dragon would fly.
Again, that's why I'm saying like if they made a launch pad of some kind,
Or
like, you
some
could
sort of
only-
launching flying
yeah,
thing. Like
you could only
Well,
fly
there are
off those
different
pads.
little gate things in the levels where you can either get the super fire or the super run
Sure,
things.
press and hold X to like charge your jump and then
only on those pads. But that's what I mean. Like a ladder's stupid because again, if you can walk, you
Why
should
can't
be
I
able to
climb
navigate
this?
a ladder. Yeah.
holding
Why can't I
things.
do
Holding
this?
things. How do I climb a ladder? Do I?
And start going up backwards. Feet first,
Yeah,
Sideways.
upside down. I don't know what I'm doing.
it's giving a purpose to the guy that
How
takes
to-
your gems, I guess.
I know, but don't make it a ladder. That's my only thing. Again, it's weird game design from the 90s and early 2000s.
Can't wait for the third one to see how that goes.
You have to
I
pay.
think-
You have to pay to go upstairs.
No, 'cause I think the third one ties into Skylanders
Oh,
and how it started.
yeah, that's disgusting.
So I'll see how that happens.
That means you have to play Skylanders now.
No, I don't.
Skylanders!
We'll get you all the toys. They should be really cheap by now.
You can't buy them anymore.
No,
There
but
you go.
used.
Used, yeah.
They should be real cheap now.
Take another disc. The only other game I played was some NHL 19. Also, Nick was laughing at me on that one.
Because you were doing the exact same thing Brian was doing the night before.
What?
The
Installing
advanced
game?
deking,
They're doing the training mode stuff, and I'm like, just don't go play something
the
else.
trophy, and I couldn't do anything else because that's all I had access to.
Deking?
Well, there's basic deking, which
No,
was
that's
fine.
like go play another game completely.
I got frustrated at Spyro. I was already frustrated by
Wait, you
Call of
can play-
Duty, by Spyro. I jump into hockey. I get frustrated there
That's
too.
why we should all play pro esports prop hunt.
I guess. No, some of them like they're telling you to do certain things. It's the last one I was stuck on. You drag it back, you go between legs, and you kick it up.
Yep.
And it's like 3 moves.
Yep.
And have you tried it?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I gave up on all of that. I'm like, nope.
I got a trophy out of it. So.
Good for you. I'm like, I will never use this in a game, so I do not need to.
No,
know how
literally
to do
all I
this.
was doing was just moving stuff around until I eventually got it.
Did it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I did.
Yeah.
the other one that was tough, that was frustrating, was the one-handed tuck. It's like you go on a breakaway. No,
I don't know.
You go on a breakaway, and as you're skating, you let go on one hand and go around with the stick.
To plop
Smack.
it in the other side of the net. No, like with the
You
puck,
make the goalie go one way, and you tuck the stick.
Yeah,
Is this like a motion on the R stick or something like
Kind
that?
of.
sort of. It's a combination of button presses and R sticks.
This seems more complicated than a fighting game.
It's advanced deking.
It's advanced deking. If you want, you can press the button and you'll do a very simple deke. If
I
you
do a
want to, you
windmill.
can. Oh yeah. If you want to, you can do like just
Windmill
left and
just
right,
sounds dangerous.
left and right on the
Well,
stick.
you
and
are
you'll-
waving your stick like that.
That just sounds dangerous.
Yeah, you'll do
Wha-dink,
one.
wha-dink.
If you just right stick left and right, you will just do one of those.
Yeah.
Like there's easy deking, and then there's the complex deking.
And
Back
I was
forth,
doing
quarter
that.
Back and forth, quarter circle punch.
I did eventually last night when I got home finally. I created my character. Be a pro.
Yep.
I'm a sniper.
Yup.
I can never
Wait, it's like
Shoot. Sniper.
oh,
shoot. You score goals.
Score goal. Goal scorer.
oh.
I'm
okay.
starting my final year in the WHL.
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to go through 2 years of that.
Nope.
Don't need to.
Nope.
Final year. And do that.
Nice.
Cool.
I've turned off all the assists on us, so nothing's helping me.
Cool.
I'm just being pro by myself.
There you go. Well,
No-
see,
no
and that's
help.
the thing. Like with Chell, you can't turn on like auto aim and all of that jazz. So like it's very much when you're online, you have to actually
Shoot the puck.
hockey. Yeah. As much like.
A little bit too, trying to aim on the practice.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's
Cool.
gaming wise.
Game.
For some reason, I decided to jump into Archer.
Like brand
Dreamland.
new.
Like-
Dreamland.
Oh, Dreamland.
Oh.
Cool.
Which one's the Dreamland? The '80s one?
The old school one.
Yeah,
the
where he stopped.
Gumshoe.
He's a detective.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Who doesn't sleep apparently,
Yeah.
and he stopped a sex trade
Something
Yeah,
like
that-
at
That's-
the start.
Yeah.
So forget. I think I've seen that season. I don't remember any of it.
I love how they're just turning Barry into a robot in every season.
Oh, yeah. That's like the butt end of his jokes.
But he actually killed him, which is surprising.
Well,
I don't think they in real life.
Yeah, they killed him.
Did they?
They killed Barry.
I don't remember.
They did.
In the
been
last
so
season
much.
where he was
It was a
awake.
Pam episode that they killed him.
There's been so many.
I think he keeps coming back though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But that was he like full on. They killed him.
That show just goes so many weird places. Like kudos to them for
Keeping on for so long.
yeah, like going that nuts where it's just
Well,
like
and then he's awake now.
yeah.
He's awake again.
Yeah.
No. In after Dreamland, there is the island. One,
Yeah, Island Adventure or Danger
and then
Island.
they're in space for 1999.
Yeah, whatever that new yeah.
And then they're previewing it all over the place where he's starting to hallucinate in that, where he's starting to see people in their actual.
Okay, so he's coming out of his coma.
He's coming out of his coma,
Finally?
and then finally in the final scene, he is opening his eyes
Okay.
and he's awake, and he sees his mom.
Okay. Because that was the big thing. Like they're taking seasons off by doing these dream sequences.
Kind of. So yeah, I just watched that, just because I'm in stuck right now after Stranger Things of what I want to watch now. I know it's been that long.
American Gods.
If I get Prime, yeah,
I was just gonna say I want to get Prime just for watch that and
I have a couple.
Boys.
And Carnival Row and there was one other one on there.
There's
that
a
I
few.
wanted to-
Jack Ryan.
Jack
Yeah,
Ryan.
Jack Ryan. I want to see Jack Ryan.
There's like all of their primes like their stuff.
When they do stuff, apparently they do it well.
Yeah.
Like,
Evolution's on there. That's a great movie.
I want to buy that.
I want to buy that.
physically.
I know. I want to. I still love Evolution.
Then I've been watching a lot of movies.
Yeah, you have.
What's up?
I'll start with the oldest stuff first because I won't talk about them much. Risky Business.
Bum, 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 bum.
Yes. Tom Cruise dancing around in his underwear.
Yep.
Kind of his big break, I guess.
One of them.
No, I think I was looking at IMDb.
Was that one the bigger?
He's
yeah.
been in other things before that, but not. I think this is his first starring role.
Mm,
So predates Top Gun kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
he did that one. He did. He's
He
done
did a pool one,
Yeah.
or not a pool one, where he was a bartender.
Yeah.
Can't remember which one that was.
This one was
But
before.
this was before that. This is
This one was before Jerry Maguire.
Oh, way before
And
that.
the why can't I think of the other one? Not Top Gun. I'm trying to think of all the stupid
Yeah.
romance movies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This is almost one where he and this it's. I don't know why these endings are bothering me so much. It's because everything was pretty much the same. At the end, I don't know if you've ever seen Risky Business.
Ages ago.
Don't remember.
He hooks up with a escort.
Yeah.
And they start running a business together,
Mhm.
and that pisses off her pimp. And the pimp eventually breaks into his house, steals all his stuff, and says, "Okay, you want it back? Give me all the money you earned from using her."
And he
girls."
does for true love.
And he gets it. No, he's doing that so his parents don't kill him
Mm.
because he's a teenager.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And
remember.
how it ends is he gets everything back, and then he just
Keeps doing what he's
keeps
doing.
doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
Has accepted that he's not going to college,
Yeah.
and just walks off with the girl. And it's like, so
So
nothing
nothing
happens
happens.
out of this movie.
The good old no moral story.
We're still
There
here.
we go. Hi, people.
We're still here.
We are still here. Something blipped. We got a blip.
Something
I don't know
something
why.
was very sleepy.
It's still going.
What?
Hello?
We're still good. Yeah, we're good.
I wasn't sure. It went white again.
No, because I opened a thing.
You're going
Fine, I will
away.
sum up. I think this was a hint that we were going too long.
No, it's just okay. So risky business.
No
things
morals.
don't change. No morals.
No morals.
No.
It was kind of like what's that other one that I watched recently?
Yes.
I
I had to
agree.
look on my list.
I agree.
Lord of War,
Oh yeah.
where there was no change.
I think Brian even mentioned that one when you'd watched it. Was like you just
not changed out of it.
Yeah.
He keeps doing what he's doing.
Yep.
Even though his brother died
Yep.
and his family disowned him.
Yep. Well, once that happens, what are you gonna do?
the same.
One
Quit.
year later, everybody
Quit.
he quits and like I don't know.
Then I watched some Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah, you did.
Cool.
Not bad. Not bad.
Have you never
Good
seen it?
old classic.
I don't think I've seen it.
No, I've never seen it.
Oh, okay.
Good old classic 80s
Yep.
cop movies.
That was
The Renegade Cop.
Why can't I think of his name? Eddie Murphy.
Yeah. He did 3 of them.
Yeah.
This is the first one.
That's all I remember is that there was like at least 2 or 3.
And he had that weird laugh.
He still kind of does.
Oh, Eddie Murphy. Those were good movies.
I have yet to watch the other 2. Then I watched Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah, you did.
What
Look
a
at you go.
weird movie.
Yes.
I've never seen that either.
Apparently it has a cult following.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
I understand why it's a cult following.
Is
It's
it-
not
is
a
it Kurt
big
Russell in that?
frame.
Yeah.
Yes, he's the big name in it, but he is not the main person.
No. Good movie. Weird movie.
Weird
Yeah,
movie.
messed up movie.
Yeah,
was
it's more
I had to look up if it was some of those characters were motivation or inspiration for Mortal Kombat,
Oh yeah.
and turns out yes.
Yep.
For the other way, because Big Trouble came out first,
Okay.
and some of those characters they took to Mortal Kombat. Those are our motivations.
That's funny.
Raiden
Inspiration,
and
yeah.
Shang Tsung.
There you go.
Your soul is mine.
There's a character that not even
Your soul
does that.
is mine.
He likes to marry young green-eyed girls.
Your soul is mine. Oh no,
Yeah.
you're a ginger.
Yes, that was one of those ones that it didn't take off, and then people, like Kurt Russell, became more of a thing.
And he
people
wasn't
were-
even the main person in this. He was more the comic relief.
Yes, but he's like, if you look at all the branding for this movie, it's
Him.
It's him, and that's the piece. Is like, I think that movie came out and very under the radar, not a lot, and then they were like, Kurt Russell's career kind of took off, and they're like, come
Hey,
and see
he
this
did
movie. He's in
He
it.
did this movie a while ago.
Yeah.
Come see
And
me.
then people were like, it's like anything else. You kind of start liking an actor because of something they've done, and then you start backtracking through their movies, and you're like, oh, it's like Leonardo DiCaprio, because he was in What's Eating Gilbert Grape with Johnny Depp. Like, I watched that one because
Yeah.
my mom ages ago fell in love with Johnny Depp and proceeded to buy all of his movies prior to, like, whatever it was that he was in.
Yeah.
Pirates or whatever. But all of the movies that Johnny Depp was in, and that was one of them, and I'm like, oh, that's a young Leonardo DiCaprio, and he can act.
Yeah.
And I went, and that's where I actually started liking Leonardo DiCaprio. So then from that point, I just skipped over like his
Beach.
Titanic era stuff, and
Beach.
that's part of
Titanic he was fine.
that movie. I just didn't.
That movie in general is just a lot of nothing.
Titanic he was
Yeah.
fine. It was
I guess
other
so.
things.
There was a lot of things in that movie, but like that's what I mean. Like I all of a sudden I'm like, oh, Leonardo DiCaprio can act, cool, because I didn't think anybody could really act in Titanic.
Well, I'm just like
Except
just
the
seeing
boat-
those young
the
faces
boat
because I was
crushed it.
kind of watching.
Actually, the iceberg crushed it.
I was watching Blast from the Past last night too,
Good flick.
and Nathan Fillion is the super young Nathan Fillion is
Oh
in
my
that movie.
God. Really?
Yes,
Damn.
he's the dick
Well, that makes sense.
I could see that.
because Alicia Silverstone.
Yep.
They lived with this guy, and he was as her and Brendan Fraser were coming back to the house.
Yeah.
There's Nathan Fillion carrying a box with his stuff in it and saying, talking to her.
She's going to be in the Babysitters Club show by Netflix.
"Oh boy,
I'm
can't wait for that one."
I'm gonna stop you right there. There's a babysitter show coming.
Yep, to Netflix.
Why?
Because the books did so well.
Because the books did, like, it's funny.
Yeah,
you look
but
at
why?
because they need content.
Oh.
Got to compete with Disney somehow.
It's true. That $12.99 or whatever needs to go somewhere.
Well, so the funniest part with Netflix is I got like the new TV downstairs and it does 4K. So you sign into Netflix and
You
it
have
goes.
to pay for that.
Well,
though.
no, so it goes like, oh, we see you now have a 4K TV. Would you like to upgrade your service to like $15.99 for 4K streaming? And I'm like,
No.
no, like bite me.
Also, you know that.
Well, I can read it.
Google's been upgrading my movies for free as they come out to 4K for free.
Yeah.
Like, don't need to extra pay Netflix any extra money to watch their junk in 4K.
Go back and watch Blast from the Past, and you'll see.
I like, you know what? I like Brendan Fraser's movies, and then with all of the stuff coming out that like his life went to junk, and you're just like, oh,
After
sorry.
the Mummy movies?
I guess so. I don't know what it was, but like, not maybe I don't know. Either way, like he was part of like the Me Too movement for part of stuff, and like all like it. Essentially, because he refused to do things like the Hollywood way, his career died out, and then I'm not sure if it was drugs or alcohol or something, but like it got
He got back, kind of.
sort of. He does not look. It's a Macaulay Culkin situation. It's going to take some time for him to, you know.
Oh, but. And then watched Great Most Detective, just because.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
that's
what
such
was
a-
that movie supposed to be called? That was part of the joke to that movie.
Nigel. Something.
The something of Bleecker Street or whatever. Yeah.
Oh, it's like some not Sherlock thing.
Well, no, it was the.
It's supposed to be more of a tie-in to it.
It was supposed to, so instead they called it the Disney people at the time came down and they're like, we're calling it the Great Mouse Detective, and the Disney animator sent a memo around as a joke, so they renamed all of the movies after exactly what it was. So it's like little girl underwater loses voice, like that was the butt of the joke, and they all got in trouble for it. But none of them snitched on who had started or who had written what. But that was the joke, was like, are we just gonna start naming our movies after like what it is? Like, it's a Great Mouse Detective, and then it legit Fox and the Hound, like they. Disney started
They kinda
naming their
did.
movies after exactly
Little
what.
Mermaid.
Yeah. Oh, but Little Mermaid at least was like the Great Mouse Detective was, yeah. So they started naming all of their movies that way. It was a pretty funny memo. I forgot where I found it, but it was funny.
What would Pocahontas been named?
It wasn't out yet, I don't think.
Then we jump into more recent times.
Yes.
Watch The Secret Life of Pets finally.
The
First
first
one.
Yeah, that one's good.
Not bad.
It's solid.
Not bad. I liked the second. I rewatched the first one.
I haven't seen the second yet.
I liked the second one more. I think Patton Oswalt does a better job of that
Then.
than Louis C.K.
Oh,
Like after watching both of them, I'm like
Yeah.
the first one. I went back to the first one and I went,
I liked Kevin Hart's character.
yeah,
Matt
the
Ing-
bunny's
The
so
Angry Bunny.
yeah, the
Matt
Angry
Matt
Bunny.
Ingram, the guy who writes the Oatmeal,
Yeah.
does a couple scenes in that movie. Like he storyboarded
Oh, I
it.
knew that. Yeah,
Yeah, he writes a couple of the scenes in that movie,
The
which is
Angry-
awesome.
The Angry Bunny.
the Angry Bunny, Snowball,
Then watched Dumbo, the
live action.
Live action.
Did you enjoy it?
You know what? This fleshed out that story so much.
Did we need it though?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I'm just curious. I don't know.
It was one of, I think we had this discussion
Mm-hmm.
where I think Dumbo was one of those ones that needed a remake, and it did a good job of it.
Had reasons why the mom was taken away. Reasons why.
Well, They replaced the animal talking with kids,
Okay.
so it wasn't like the mice were
Talking
or
yeah,
doing
yeah.
it. It was the kids that were helping Dumbo along the way.
Uh-huh.
And then I think, I think if I remember, they dived into the big show more.
Like the actual.
The Michael Keaton
Yeah.
run to business. They dived that into more, which helped, and it actually ended on a more happier note than I believe the cartoon did. So much.
Good.
I think it really did add more to the story.
Okay.
Because obviously you have, I think Dumbo was only like an hour or something.
Well, it's all animated movies back then because they cost a fortune.
Yeah, and this one was close to a 2-hour movie, so you added an extra hour essentially to it.
Yeah, along with all the extra animation
Yeah.
and CG that you're doing. Yeah.
All the characters were good, and it was funny watching Michael Keaton go crazy, and Danny DeVito being the sane one.
What?
Yeah, but that's a good. Again, if anybody's gonna pull that trope, it should be Tim Burton.
Yeah, and
Who's
it
worked
okay.
with both
and that's
of
the
them.
thing. It wasn't Tim Burton-y. Like, it wasn't standout like bright lights and creepiness all over.
Which
There
you'd
was-
expect
there
out of a circus movie.
And Tim
And
Burton.
Tim Burton.
And Tim Burton.
But there was not, like, maybe I just didn't notice it, but it didn't seem like there was that much of it.
I think what would have really
There was weird people, but they're in a circus. So
what would have really like put the nail in the coffin, I think, for this movie for me to like actually make me watch it is if they cast Michelle Pfeiffer in something.
And just have the Batman
Yeah.
Returns
Yeah.
people come back.
Well, they could have.
Yeah, just have Michelle Pfeiffer
They
as
could have had
someone.
her in what's her face's role.
Helena Bonham Carter.
Sure.
No.
She has to
she
be
wasn't
in
in
it.
this. She wasn't in this movie.
Oh my God.
No, the
There's a role that Michelle Pfeiffer could have filled in.
I think she could have. Eva something.
Mendes?
No. She was.
Longoria.
No, she was in the James Bond movie, Casino Royale.
Oh, yes. I know. Who you're
Bond
talking
chick. I don't know.
A Bond chick.
A Bond
She
lady.
was in 300, the second 300 movie.
Oh.
Miss Peregrine's.
about. Yes.
Oh, I never watched
I know.
Peregrine.
I know who you're talking about. I'm with you.
Her.
Yeah.
I would have. Yeah.
Michelle Pfeiffer could have probably.
Played
I
that
would
one.
have been
No,
like a
not that she did anything wrong.
No,
which is-
but
if
Batman
you want to throw
Returns.
Michelle Pfeiffer in there,
Batman
I think
Returns
you put her in that
reunion.
role.
your great mouse detective was supposed to be Basil of Baker Street.
Yes.
So they renamed the titles as follows: 7 Little Men Help a Girl. Snow White and the Seven
Yeah.
Dwarfs. The Wooden Boy Who Became Real.
Pinocchio.
Yep.
Color and Music.
Okay.
Fantasia.
Fantasia. The Wonderful Elephant Who Could Really Fly.
Dumbo.
The Little Deer Who Grew Up.
Okay.
The Girl with the See-Through Shoes.
Cinderella.
The Girl in the Imaginary World.
Alice in Wonderland.
The Amazing Flying Children.
Peter Pan.
Peter Pan.
2 Dogs in Love.
Lady and the Tramp.
The Girl Who Seemed to Die. Sleeping
Seemed to
Beauty.
die.
Oh, Sleeping Beauty. Okay.
Puppies Taken Away.
101 Dalmatians.
Dalmatians.
The Boy Who Would Be King.
King Arthur. Or no,
Lion King.
Sword and Stone.
Sword in the Stone.
Oh.
A Boy, a Bear, and a Big Black Cat.
What?
Brother Bear?
No, that's what you're way too you're late.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Do it again?
A boy, a bear, and a big black cat.
Oh, Mowgli.
Oh,
Jungle
Jungle
Book.
Book.
Jungle Book.
Good
Jungle
one. Aristocats. Or sorry, yeah, no, they just kept that one.
Which one is that?
Robin Hood with Animals.
Robin
Robin
Hood.
Hood. 2 Mice Save a Girl. Rescuers.
Rescuers.
Okay.
The Fox and Hound are friends.
Fox and
Fox and
The
Hound.
Evil Bonehead.
Nightmare or the Nightmare Before Christmas.
Was that
No,
a
that
thing?
was.
Yeah, I guess so. The Evil Bonehead.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
I would assume so, yeah.
Jack Skellington doesn't strike me as evil though.
He took away Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, not because he was evil though.
The Evil Bonehead.
It just sounds like a lot of Disney villains.
The Evil Bonehead. I think you're right, but
Princess and the Frog.
No,
that was way,
That
no,
way
that was
too
the last
early.
animated movie.
will only be the last. Will ever be the last animated movie they ever do.
Yeah. I'll keep looking.
I don't know.
Anyways,
That was, like I said, Dumbo. I would go see it because it was.
okay.
I thought it was decent. Like I don't know if you've ever seen the original.
I didn't like it. I'm with Nick. I'm not my jam.
Yeah. And then I watched some Batman versus
The
Teenage
Black Cauldron.
Oh, okay.
That's
why I don't remember that movie.
No one remembers that movie because Disney doesn't want you to remember that movie. Either
Why?
who? Huh?
Why?
It didn't do well. So it's like Treasure Planet where they just...
I want Treasure Planet
Treasure
too.
Planet needs to come back.
A lot of people say that, but of course it made no money, so Disney's just like...
You know what didn't make any money and should never come back? The Last Dinosaur.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, watch Batman versus
How
Teenage
is
Mutant
that?
Ninja Turtles.
How was that? Is that a lot of
I have
fun?
to watch that one.
Is that
was
fun?
good.
It was fun.
It was good.
It was a little like enough good callbacks and a lot of like fun little,
Callbacks.
well, just like turtle stuff and Batman stuff.
It really kind of, I don't know, in a way, overpowered the Batman people.
No, they're 4 turtles.
Also, they had to juice up the Batman guys to be able to compete with the Turtle people.
No, it was. No, it felt like
So you had
the
Shredder-
Turtles were.
So you had Shredder fighting Batman and then
They really
Joker
t-
fighting the
No,
turtles.
no, because the Joker was. Well, he was kind of involved. He kind of took a weird turn for a bit. No, they had like, Ra's al Ghul and Shredder were teaming up.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And they really went with the teenagers on this, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Because
I do want to see that Shredder versus Batman scene.
oh, it was great.
Yeah,
I wanna
right?
see-
Like,
I
that's
want to see that really bad.
all you needed to make for that movie, and everybody's like,
Yo, my what?
Yeah.
Well, because they
my
kind of
my 10-year-old mind cannot fathom
Ra's al
this.
Ghul, they kind of,
juiced up?
I guess.
Okay.
But he's always kind of.
But it almost seemed like the 3 of the 4 turtles they could fight, but not as good as the one.
Let me guess. Michelangelo was the one.
Yes,
That's
because
the
he's
one who
clearly
could
the
fight.
best fighter.
He's
Yeah,
all about the
Leonardo?
kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And-
I
and
thought
it
you
really
meant the
seemed-
other way around. Like
Yeah,
3 of
really-
them can fight, but
Leonardo can
3
fight
out of the
me.
Yeah.
4 could not.
oh, so yeah, then
Keep
Leo,
up.
then Leo, then yeah.
They could fight, but not as well as
Yeah, but that's how you have to do that movie. Otherwise, yeah, you have 4 guys who are just
beating the crap out
Cream
of
in the
Ra's al
hat,
Ghul.
yeah.
And you have to have Leo being like the leader.
unfortunately.
Well, because there was one scene where, surprise, surprise, in all these versus movies, they team up.
No way!
I know, right?
So then it's 5 good guys against 2 bad guys? Yeah.
Well,
Woo!
and 2 different ninja clans, actually.
Because
Oh,
you
yeah,
have the
that's
Foot
true.
Clan and
Because
then
you have the Foot
Yeah,
Clan.
but the foot and the other ninjas, like Batman ninjas, they don't count. They're just fodder. Come on now. Like, the foot have never been a problem for the turtles.
But it was good. I mean, like,
unless you get into like the drone stuff with the.
Yeah, but even still, they're just
Don-
things for the bad guys.
Donnie's brains really comes out, and he not discovers who Batman is, but discovers where Batman's located using his brains.
Yeah, he does.
Now, is it like
Was
written in the
they
story
go
where?
through a sewer?
So where's the story taking place? Gotham or New York?
Gotham,
Gotham. So the turtles are going to Gotham.
because there are some Batman villains that do come into this. The first one being Penguin, and the Turtles just beat the shit out of him
That's
really fast.
Because he's not a...
And
not
Mikey is nerding out so hard. He's like, "There's guys with guns or with umbrellas that are guns, and umbrellas that are also knives, and they fly off with those umbrellas too." He really nerds out.
Yeah, that's he
everyone
would. He would
there.
do that.
That's why Mikey's the best Ninja Turtle.
Donatello.
Leo.
His stick. His stick can kill anything. I've played the NES game at least once.
I think that is honestly the best part about Ninja Turtles, though, is you can have that fight, and in the end, they're all good.
They're all good, but Leo is the one that spent some time in the movie training with Batman.
Well,
And-
because he would.
And well, because they're doing
Is
their
Splinter in the film?
no.
No. Sad face.
No, because they're talking about one move that's only certain people can do, and only 2 people can do it. And they mentioned that Splinter is one of those people that can do the move.
Okay.
No, they were doing a little sparring session, and early on, Batman beat the crap out of all 4 of them.
That doesn't surprise me.
Uh-huh.
That sounds like a Batman. movie.
Batman.
And and Leo and him are training, and Leo actually gets the advantage, and Batman makes the point, well, why didn't you do this before?
Yeah.
And it was his emotions.
Mm.
Is Leo's emotions that make him not a great fighter. He has to hone them and calm
Is it
down,
just-
essentially.
He has to become Batman.
Is it just Batman? Is there no Robin?
No, there's
or-
Robin.
I thought Robin was in it.
Because Robin and Mikey go...
Yeah, they do.
They have a piece.
Oh my god, it's my tag team.
Well, they're... And Raph kind of comes in there, too, because it's that bratty kid.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Got to beat him up.
And no Batgirl.
She's in there.
She's in there too.
Yeah, she's right off the bat. She's the first one you see.
Barbara.
Yeah.
Is she Oracle or Batgirl?
Batgirl.
Nice.
Well, Oracle's when she's paralyzed, right?
That's why I'm wondering where this takes place.
Okay. Yeah. Before killing Joke.
Sometimes before then, yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, that's.
You get a whole bunch.
Are we wheelchair bound Barbara or are we Batgirl?
It's fun. It's fun watching the Turtles go head to head with the Batman villains, though. Like there are other Batman villains in there. It was fun watching that.
I like it. DC, and I mean they do it in the comics too. Like they really like to pair stuff up.
Oh, and that was the end.
Transformers.
That was the end credits. Was showing all the different covers from the crossovers.
Yeah,
it was pretty cool.
Yeah, they have fun with the crossover stuff.
I think I might find that tonight.
Yeah, that's a good one. I have to watch it.
It's fun.
I might find that tonight.
And even Batman says something unexpected.
I'm Batman.
No, it's something to. It was in the Shredder fight. They said they must have planned it out. He had to say something if he was in trouble.
Yeah.
And it was something that would catch Shredder off guard.
Cowabunga.
Yeah, baby.
Who voices Batman? Is it still?
I think it's Conroy.
It's still Conroy.
Oh my god!
I'm pretty sure.
Hold on.
Holy shit!
Fact checking.
Holy crap!
I'm pretty sure it is.
Oh, that's awesome.
Fact
I want to hear
checking.
Kevin Conroy say Cowabunga.
I need to just watch him with the fucking turtles, man. That's amazing.
Oh, that's great.
But yeah, it was a good movie. Hopefully, I didn't spoil it.
You know what? When you put the turtles and the Batman together, like there's only so much you can like.
Troy Baker is
Oh,
Batman.
okay.
Oh, Troy Baker's fine.
Yeah.
He's fine.
Yeah.
He's a good voice actor.
But it's funny.
I trust him.
It was funny watching the restraint on Robin because the turtles were doing stuff, and he's like, "Oh, I want to do this. Why can't I do that?" And there's Batman in the background looking at him, going, "No, you need to be serious."
But
But I want to.
No.
Tara Strong's in it.
Oh, yeah, she's in everything.
Good for her. Troy Baker's Batman. Eric Bauza is Leonardo.
Sure.
Darren Criss, who was on Glee, is Raphael. Kyle Mooney is Michelangelo.
No, these names aren't ringing.
I know Kyle Mooney from He's a Comedian. I think SNL and such related.
He's who?
Michelangelo.
Yeah.
Baron Vaughn is Donatello. He's
Nope.
done nothing
Nope.
that we would know. Cool. Rachel Bloom is Batgirl.
Okay.
I don't know who she is.
But it was even that having Donnie interact with her.
Yeah,
Because they're
that's
both
what I
the
mean. They're the
brains.
brains, yeah. That's why I'm wondering if she's Oracle yet, like where they can nerd out over.
I'm sure they can still nerd
Like
out.
they can still nerd out, but is it like they're sitting there nerding out at the computer, or are they nerding out like Batgirl and Donnie?
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
I still can't believe that exists.
That's a great.
Again, where DC's animating movie department clearly.
They know what to do.
It's not tied into the DC.
Well, no, but like that department
AU.
of people knows what to do.
Yeah.
Like this is a what if scenario.
They're straight to DVD movies are always good.
But they're solid films. If they threw this
Some
junk
of
into
them, I like
theaters,
the
If they put
like
this
the-
effort into it.
I like the new 52 stuff, like the old, like there's the Justice League versus the Fatal Five.
Yeah.
I know that was the older
yes,
style. I avoid those ones, so I was
Yeah.
trying to watch to see which ones are actually
new 52ish.
new 52ish. I'm pretty sure Batman Hush is.
I think so. But that's what I mean. Like if they took these movies, and I'd go to see this in a movie theater.
Yeah,
If they gave a shit out of it.
it wasn't
I
that
would-
long of a movie though.
Yeah.
I don't think.
And that's the problem. Is like extend it a little bit, throw it in a theater. I'm going to watch this as opposed to most of the movies that DC puts out.
Because even look at Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Sure.
Animated film. We still all went. Well, we all went and watched it,
I
right?
still
I
haven't
watched it,
seen
Yeah, we all watched it. Like
I still haven't seen it.
No, okay.
it's good.
Spider-Man.
It's very good.
Still haven't seen it.
It's very good.
Apparently. Then I watched some How to Train Your Dragon 3.
Not as fun as I thought it would be.
I think it was a good ending to that.
It was a very good ending. It
tied it off nicely.
it does, and I'm okay with the ending. And I'm okay with where it explains why things happen now.
Why things are the way they are
Yeah.
now.
It explains that, which is nice. But I don't.
Because people are dicks.
Yeah, people are dicks. Humans are dicks.
Pretty much.
Like, I don't know. I didn't enjoy it as much as 2.
I enjoyed it. Like, it was. If you liked the first 2, I think
Yeah, there's.
I think you would enjoy this one, in my opinion.
I didn't have it as a great as the I did. I
didn't
liked
say
it.
great.
I liked
It
it.
was good.
Yeah, I like 2 better.
It was all about growing up in different ways.
It is. Yeah, that's true.
And then watch some Hellboy.
Yeah. It's good.
The acting.
It's okay.
Some of the acting.
Yes.
You're really scraping here.
No,
It's
the
not-
acting, like I watched that first scene
Yeah.
with. I don't want to spoil. I can't spoil it, but
I don't
the
care.
first
I
scene
honestly don't care enough.
with King Arthur.
Yes.
Some of the lines they were saying is like, really?
Yeah.
Like, it was just it came off flat.
My wife was
Right.
asking me last night, like, we should get a movie to, watch, and she's listing movies off, and I'm like, she's like, Hellboy, you like that kind of stuff? I'm like, I will rewatch Detective Pikachu.
It's Hellboy's not.
I
Bad.
I think we talked about it. I think I would have rather had a origin story,
Yes.
because this jumped in kind of earlier than the Ron Perlman did one, where he's kind of established a bit,
Yeah.
but it's still he's young and he's messed with some of these guys already before he's had interactions with
Like
them.
Baba Yaga is an established character in this universe already.
Like, they know each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you don't actually get to see them really go at it.
So it's more like an Easter egg at that point, kind of thing. Easter egg /
They
cameo.
do go at it.
They kind of go at it, but not as much as it's not him trapping her in an alternate dimension and like that kind of jazz. I think a simpler Hellboy movie
I am more of an origin
and more
Go
of
farther back.
go way back
because,
to his first fight with something big.
and learning how to
And-
things work.
Yes.
Well, and like they said with David Harbour when he did it, he wanted to be a younger version of Ron Perlman's character.
And he was. He was.
He was a drunk.
Yeah, he played the moody 18-year-old or
Yo,
just
yo,
out of he
yo.
just got to leave the house sort of thing.
Yo, you saying David Harbour played another drunk character?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
He's a cursing.
What is he up for next? What is his next? What's his next?
Black Widow.
He's gonna be a drunk
No,
character
well,
in
he's
Black
a
Widow.
Russian.
It's a Rushki.
Drunk Russian in Black Widow.
There's no such thing as a sober Russian. Come on.
There you
now.
go. He's yeah. What roles can you do, David?
Drunk guys. Yes.
I like being drunk.
I guess I like my sauce.
I even there's a luchador fight kind of at the beginning.
Yeah,
I like that.
that would be a good starter.
That's what I mean. There's a lot of
But
good.
even when they did that scene, though,
Yeah.
where the luchador's going, "Hey, look who it is," and everyone in the arena seemed to know who it was.
Hellboy was, yeah.
It sounds really cheesy, this movie.
Yeah, but the first ones were
I don't think
cheesy.
this was cheesy. I think this tried to go for a more serious
Yeah,
tone.
I
okay.
think it should have gone for more cheese.
Because when I think about the first 2 Hellboy movies, those are super.
those are cheese.
The ones-
Super cheese.
But they took itself seriously, cheese too.
Yes.
The character
This-
was more serious. This one, he wasn't so serious. He was trying to make a joke about everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did like the new characters they kind of introduced. The
The guy from Hawaii 5-0.
yeah,
Oh, the Asian guy
And
that's
yeah,
a
the guy from
werewolf.
Lost, yeah.
Yeah,
he's
Cheetah.
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 Yeah.
leopard.
And then the psychic girl.
Yes, who finds out she has more than meets the eye.
She's a transformer.
That was kind of
Yes!
a gross.
Would that have made that movie
her-
better?
I thought that was a cool way
dead-
of doing
the
the
dead people stuff?
Yeah, because she
Yeah.
could talk to dead people, but they came.
Out
out
it was like her
of them.
intestines came out, and then
That's
and if her
that's unsettling.
intestines
Yeah.
were the people.
Yeah, it had to be unsettling, but it was a cool way of doing it. I thought that was a cool way of doing it. But yeah, it was absolutely disgusting. If that's what gets you your R rating, totally neat.
Sure, the end. I think you could have done that without it, but
Probably. I
think
don't know.
It was just over. They went for the big scene at the end.
Yes, yeah. And it didn't feel big. I think that was the other.
Anticlimactic.
Yeah, it was a good movie. It was not a great movie. There were pieces of it that were cool.
What I do like though, how it was really close to one of the comic lines, or storylines that they did. This was actually really close to it, other than the ending.
That's sad.
So
They don't stick the landing.
Well, it was, but it was. You read up on that storyline. It's he goes to Britain. He does these things, and these characters are involved. Like, everyone's there.
Yeah.
It's just the ending was different, but that's because I think in the comics you know it's going to continue. The movies,
yeah, we're not getting another one.
you can't. Well, you can't tell for sure if you're going to get another one or not.
Well, it's
Oh, yeah,
kinda
we're
like
not-
this-
well, you can't tell, and now we can tell we're not gonna get.
And
It's
so,
kinda like the
and
Scott
so the way it
Pilgrim
would have ended.
thing.
I don't know
Yeah.
if you've read
Yeah,
online
not-
how it would have ended,
Yeah.
but you can't do that.
It's kind of like the Scott Pilgrim thing, then, right? Ish.
Kind of, and I mean, but the thing is, they set it up. They didn't do the ending, which would have set it up for a second one,
They set up for a different kind.
but
of
they
second.
did a different way of trying to set it up. But
Mhm.
setting up a different villain.
And a new hero.
What?
He finds his sidekick.
He finds a sidekick.
Yeah.
Yeah. You add all the sidekicks. I'd be fine with a massive team of
BRPD movie.
yeah, with all those characters we got from all the
So
movies.
not just a Hellboy sequel, like a BRP.
No, if you get the girlfriend,
Pyro
and
Lady.
Pyro Lady,
Yeah.
you get Abe,
Yeah.
you get the Smoke Kraus, I think his name was.
There's so many.
I'm
Like,
forming together.
But
a
it, but
team.
but he but
Yeah,
you
I'm
have
getting a team
Kraus,
together.
and then you have these two that we have now. That's and then Hellboy. You got a 6-person team doing
Yeah.
their own thing.
It's Samuel L. Jackson shows up. I'm
Your
Chris.
sibling team.
I'm calling it the BPRD
You could build a
initiative.
universe.
And you could, because that, like, they did. Mike Mignola went off of that, and like there are just Abe Sapien comics, and there are Hellboy comics, and there are BPRD comics, and like there's
Like I really enjoyed Golden Army.
I like
That's-
that. I like that one.
yeah.
But that had a lot of. I'm gonna say Tarantino. A
Guillermo
lot of
del
Guillermo
Toro.
del Toro.
Oh, absolutely.
Like
Well,
flair to it.
But he also went off Mignola's flair, like the talking heads and all of that. Like everything in those things is based off of something that was in
Comic
those comics. And Mignola has such an interesting style that I think we're not capturing in the new movie. And maybe that's where
Maybe.
it threw me.
I don't know, the acting I felt some of them was not
Yes.
great.
I'm with you. Like I say,
It's
But I think,
it's
I
an-
think, I
it's
think
an
you get the
entertainment
R rating, and I also mentioned that, where you get the R rating because the villain is called the Blood Queen.
yeah, there has to be blood.
So there has
It
to
is
be
a
blood.
it is a movie.
It is. It's.
It
I
is
think
a-
it's worth seeing,
It was
but
well because the first one, Perlman, it was along the same lines where he's supposed to bring about the end of the world,
Yeah.
type thing, and they almost get there.
yeah, because that's always been the prophecy in the books. is-
Yes,
Yeah.
I've heard from the comics it's not him, it's his kid. It's supposed to be ending the world, not him.
Sequel.
No,
It'll
that's
never
not
happen.
You're never gonna get that sequel.
This movie didn't do well enough.
Oh.
Unless it gets a cult following, which apparently, reading on IMDb, that's what Mila Jovovich feels it's gonna do. It's gonna get a cult following one day.
The Hellboy reboot.
I think the original Hellboy will definitely maintain its cult status of, you know.
The new one will.
Yeah, no.
That's what she feels.
I bet she does.
She feels a lot of things too. Like there should be another Resident
It's
Evil
because her.
movie.
It's no. I watched the last one of those.
I did too. It's no.
Maybe it's her.
Well, she can't act. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
She can shoot a gun.
Yeah, sure. Yep, in a latex costume, she can definitely
Sure.
shoot. Yep. mhm.
And do like ninja moves with wires. Needs wires.
Yeah, I think they should have gone into more of the folklore stuff and like for a first movie. Like do the Baba Yaga stuff, the giant stuff. Like do it, like that kind of stuff
It's
again.
like side quests.
But that's what I mean.
There's the
like,
here's the main quest. Let's go do the side quest.
Yeah. But
Why
yeah.
do we need to do the side quest?
Yes.
Yes, for action scenes.
Yes.
I guess. And then the last thing I watched was Lion King.
You mean the Beyonce
You,
extravaganza?
She
You
was
mean-
barely in it.
And she well, thankfully she was.
you
very
mean
good.
National
Have you seen
Geographic? No.
Okay.
I have no interest.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I
See,
always-
where I say Dumbo, I felt it's been a long time and it needs a reboot. I was excited for this, but I think could have waited longer.
You mean National Geographic?
And that was the whole point of the movie was
I
definitely
get it.
going in
I
that
just
direction.
I don't.
I know.
I didn't want it that way.
Yeah.
That's just my thing. I get that's why
You mean with the realistic animals?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I could see that because I mean, the how's his name?
John Favreau.
John Oliver's
Oh,
Zazu.
Zazu.
Just,
how is he at least?
I mean, he was fine. It gave a really different take to him.
Yep.
Than the cowardly version you got in the last one.
Yes, this one he is very much like
Braver?
looking over the lions and their well-being and all of that jazz.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it was not the animation. It was the realistic bird that kind of
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah, and that's the piece. Like there's people who have redone it with the like it's CGI still, but like
Yeah, I
they're
showed
more
you that.
cartoony and
Yeah.
like those
Yeah,
kind
I
of
saw
things.
that.
Like people are doing more of like there's more of it coming out now, and I'm like, but that's. Then you can really just rewatch the animated movie. Like
I'm
this,
okay
the
with
whole
that.
point was like, let's do something. Let's push technology to a limit that it has not been pushed to.
I know that it's just basically just Disney flexing right now, but
Yes.
you've already got me. You don't need to prove to me that you can do this. I know that you're gonna make a giant 8-foot tall purple man.
Yes, this was
That's-
can we make a bunch of animals that appear to be animals?
Rocket Raccoon.
They kind of did. The one I thought they did the best on was Timon and Pumbaa.
Fuck yeah.
I
Those
heard that.
characters.
I heard those
not
guys
just
are
the
great.
not just the voice acting, but
The
the,
characters
overall
themselves,
character,
yes.
how they looked. I thought that was
I
heard
think
it
because they
well.
let them be more animated.
well because he's a muskrat.
No.
Meerkat.
Meerkat, that's what it was. When he did that moment,
Yeah.
it looked like an actual meerkat doing that.
Like the jump.
Well, no, when Pumbaa's running at him
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
and he's getting chased,
Yeah.
and he stood up and,
Yeah.
and that was actual.
It's a meerkat. Yeah.
That was like a
Meerkats are very like startly.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, there was parts like if you're gonna go realistic, you have to go full realistic, and that's yes, you're right because it looks like a meerkat movement.
Yeah, and
it
that looks
like
great.
yeah. Pumbaa looks like a warthog as he's doing his thing.
It-
Like I said, when the cats get scared, none of them tuck tails, none of them do that. Like there's those pieces
Yeah.
where if you can't show it in the eyes, you have to show it
Body.
body language and
Animals do show body language.
right, and that's the piece is that
It was the voice acting that kind of threw me the most.
yeah.
Overall, like there were some lines and that were redone
Yes.
or taken from the original, and it just fell flat.
Hmm.
Pumbaa freaking out on the hyenas. That was
Because that's Seth Rogen, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
That when he's going on his little thing, that
You can call
I
me
feel-
this, you can call me that, but don't whatever it is. Yeah.
they called him a different name in this.
Yes.
Because in this they called him Fat. Yes, and in this one they called him Fat, and he's going on this big rant of you can look how you want and
Yeah.
does that. Where in the other one it was Mr. Pig.
Yeah.
Is-
Who you call him Mr.
Mr.
Pig? Where the Mr. Pig thing did
Yeah.
better,
Mm.
and even when I'll even throw Donald Glover under this bus too, when he yelled out like put her down or let her
Yeah.
go or
Scar,
whatever,
let her go. Yeah.
that did not
Is-
deliver.
Is Be Prepared in the?
There is a
movie?
version of Be Prepared in this film.
But there's no like
There was no
Nazi-
song, but they did the words.
Oh, so there's. Okay.
It's a spoken word song
Okay.
Yeah,
Alright,
it was.
alright.
It wasn't a song.
because
it
there was music backgrounding, but
You
he
could
was
hear
not
it.
singing.
No. Okay.
I don't think
That's how they get
actually
around
sing.
the Hitler stuff.
It's
But
it's on the album.
But he did. But he was saying the words.
Yeah, they
The
changed
exact
the lyrics.
words he was saying in the song. He just didn't put it into song
Okay.
form. He just kind of.
And they changed some of the lyrics because if you look, it's the only song on the album that is "Be Prepared" 2019 version. The rest of them are all still the original songs, just like
What was different then?
it's shorter and they changed up some of the. I forgot what some of the lines are, but they do change it up.
Hmm.
They make it to fit their like rendition of things because in this one, Scar's not friends with the hyenas yet.
Mm.
He has to win
Yeah,
them
they
over,
changed
and
that
that's
part of
the-
it.
Oh, they added that. They
like
developed
that's
that?
the "Be Prepared" song is more
Oh,
of the
okay.
like if you follow me, like I will bring you to a
I will bring you food.
So
I
be
will, yeah.
prepared.
be prepared because we're starting
Oh,
this
that's
now.
a different. That's a very different version. Okay.
Yeah.
They're very. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
I really liked the head hyena.
Oh yeah, and
I
I
think that
forgot what
was
the
really-
actress's name is, but she's
Not Oprah.
She was familiar though, wasn't she?
yes.
Shira was her name? Or
Hey, hold on.
was it? No, no, like not the actress. The
Oh, Shenzi.
Shenzi. I thought Shenzi was very well done, actually.
I liked all of the hyenas actually.
Oh, you're getting too close, man. Bubble.
Yeah, Bubble Man, Bubble. And again, that's where they put the comedians together in the same room and just let them riff.
But you can see it,
Yes.
especially with Timon and Pumbaa.
Oh, heck yes.
When they're doing that little dance, or not, I guess not dance,
So-
but they were doing like a little jog and they're doing the moves, and then the rest of the animals start jumping in
Yeah.
too. That was great.
So Keegan Michael Key is one of the.
Yeah, I know. I recognize his voice.
He's one of the hyenas, and Eric Andre is the other one. So the two of them just.
Eric Andre. Oh, okay.
The two of them just bounce off.
He was
of
the one getting in personal space.
Yeah, he's the one that gets into people's personal space. They've got everybody in weird orders on here.
But even and then the fights were different.
Well,
I mean, they put the fights were better actually. That's probably one part that I would say did better because it was more.
It's like the Jungle Book. There's that extreme, like the stampede scene. You feel those hits on.
yeah, I get.
Like,
I imagine.
Mufasa.
Yeah.
Like we watched that, and even my wife is going like, "Ow."
Yeah, I imagine like the
Ow,
cartoon is
you
not
are.
really drawn. Like there's nothing in there.
Well, they didn't show it as much. This one, like legitimately, there's impacts on Mufasa where you're like, "Oh, damn, man!"
Like he took that to the chest.
That's why
kind
he's
of thing.
referred to as the BrNN.
Yeah.
Like he takes hits to the chest and head and stuff like that kind
Yeah.
of thing. Oof.
So the actress that played Shenzi also played. She's in Black Panther and stuff. She's one of the guards.
Is she
Okay.
one of the guards?
Yeah, she's his head security in Civil War, and then she's IO.
No,
in Black
that's not
Panther.
her.
Yeah.
That's what it says.
Head
right here.
security?
Security chief.
Head
No,
security
no.
is from The Walking Dead.
Civil War captain. Security chief.
Oh, when the one that goes up to Black Widow in the
Yeah, she's
when they
IO.
first meet,
Oh,
say back off,
she's got that one.
and Black Panther goes. This is
Yeah.
well, I'd like
Be
to
cool.
see that, but
Be cool. Be cool.
Yeah,
I thought Shira,
Shenzi.
Shenzi.
Yeah,
I liked that
yeah, they did good on her.
I'll eventually
because
watch.
even they put a little backstory to it though,
Yeah.
that the lions and the hyenas have always been fighting.
Yeah.
For as long as they've known each other, they've always been fighting.
Yeah.
I think that's always been like underlying in the original cartoon, but it's never really fleshed out.
Well, and that's the piece,
really
is-
because
Because it's like, oh, we don't go
but you
there.
can see that more aspect. We've always been fighting when Scar comes up and starts
Yeah.
talking to them. In the cartoon, it was more that Scar was already
Oh, Scar was down with the like him and the hyenas were
tight
totally
already,
tight.
and that you don't see that background of we've always been fighting.
Yeah.
You don't see that so much.
John Favreau was very right when he points out it's these remakes are now just like Shakespeare plays where we're gonna keep getting them and we're gonna get them in different mediums and different forms, and you're gonna like some and not like others. And
I think my problem was I just liked the original too much.
and that's
It's
part
one
of
of
the
my
problem with-
earliest movie memories, so it's
Yeah.
I agree. I tend to agree with you. Like Lion King, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast were some of my first Disney films.
well, but and that's where I go. Like, I remember watching Dumbo the cartoon. This one needed a remake. Beauty and the Beast, that was made so long ago. That's fine for a remake.
Yeah.
Lion King and Aladdin were made in the 90s.
I honestly
Really, did we really need a remake of those two
Aladdin,
right now?
I think Aladdin was fine. The Aladdin.
But did we need them because they're one of the newer?
that's the I think the
And the
bigger one. Well, so's
Jungle
Beauty
Book's
and the
even
Beast.
older.
Well,
Jungle Book,
did-
the cartoon was even older,
Yeah.
and that was
Beauty and the Beast was 1991, but that's the Beast. Like Jungle Book.
was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's
When was
a lot
Aladdin?
earlier.
92. Or
94.
Lion King was 94.
Well, then I wouldn't have been two at the same year. Then wouldn't
I
have
don't
been-
think so.
No, because they definitely didn't have the money to do that. 1992 was Aladdin, so yeah, the next year.
Maybe 92 on. I don't know. It just felt like some of them didn't.
But if only there was a progression to these movies that they could go and start with one, and then like go down a list of movies that
But they
have.
even did Cinderella. Cinderella's okay.
I didn't,
Cinderella was
That's-
before they were really remaking though. Like,
Yes.
like that's
Well, but
before
then
they
you
went.
consider
Into
Alice in Wonderland the same thing.
So I guess at
Alice in Wonderland was the first of
so
them that
at
really
one point.
booted this
So at
into
this
hype.
point, then, do you
Cinderella.
want?
I know.
Would you like to see a Seven Dwarfs?
I would like to
I
see
think
Disney
I
tackle
think he'd be
Seven
fine.
Dwarfs.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's old enough, I think we could.
I think
they've got the technology to.
The
pull
problem
it
was
off.
the studios,
Sleeping Beauty. You
the
can
others.
do?
See, and that's the piece. Well, they
Yeah.
did Maleficent.
No.
I know you
You
want
go with the
Sleeping Beauty.
original.
I know. They're not going to because Maleficent made a butt ton of
And
money.
for some
That's
reason,
why there's a
this-
second one.
That's why there's a second one.
For no reason.
I know. Other than to make a buttload of money.
But if you
Money, money,
but have
money.
almost two different universes, then have one where it's the remakes of the originals.
Yeah, and then
But
do a
then
what if.
no. But hear me out. But then go the Maleficent route and go put a softer side to the villains.
Yeah.
And turn them that
They have
their-
novels that
that
do
their
that.
reason wasn't so bad.
But we're talking about movies here, though.
I know they have
So-
novels that do that, so it's easy enough to do. Like it's already written.
Have
Jafar got beat as a kid, and that's why he wants.
I was actually surprised they didn't give Jafar
With Rapunzel?
a new
you
song.
can do that. And
Mother Gothel. She just wants to live forever.
no, I'm saying like they can remake that one.
Tangled?
Why?
That just came out.
Yeah. No.
That's been around.
No, dude, that's like
No,
the last.
okay, I'm thinking-
within the
I
last
was
like
Mandy
five,
Moore and-
like five
Yeah,
or so
yeah,
years.
What
are you thinking about?
I thought there was there is a fairy tale with that. I'm just
Yeah. Well, Little Mermaid is obviously getting the remake.
is the
Hold on,
next
we have 7 little men and a girl.
Wait,
Um,
seriously?
Well, no, that's.
Oh, you're looking
I'm
at the
going off
list.
this
Never
list
mind.
here.
Okay, never mind. I
So
thought,
7 little men and a girl. So Snow White they could do. Pinocchio, so the wooden boy who.
I
could
thought
do
they
that.
were planning that. I thought they were
there
planning.
was- Yeah, there's rumors of that one starting.
They won't redo Fantasia because they'll just make a new Fantasia. Dumbo they've done.
Yeah.
Bambi. That would
You
be
want to go?
scarring as hell.
You want to have a National Geographic movie? That's
Bambi's it.
Cast me as. I don't know.
Mother!
Dead.
With a real, yeah.
Dead.
Well, and knowing the way that they've put, like Jungle Book.
well,
you-
but even Lion King when Mufasa died, it wasn't that.
Yeah, but that's a different
bad.
story, though. That's a different context, I think.
yeah, again, they didn't
You could
pull
have You could have showed a little more mutilated.
a little bit more.
Whoa. National Geographic.
Well, no, but like
baby.
considering that
it was a stampede. He would have
considering
been.
the Jungle Book throws like a wolf off of a cliff. Like
That
that
he
was.
snapped his neck first.
I know that was a brutal scene. I'm watching the Jungle Book and I'm like, oh, they're gonna. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Crack.
But
Yeah.
see, that's where I was hoping with the Lion King.
Me too.
With Shira.
No, Shenzi. Yes, you're good. I got you.
With Shenzi. With that scene, I was like, cool. You pulled a Jungle Book move.
Yeah.
And then they pulled it back. And I'm like, well.
Yeah, they didn't go as far.
I
Hold on.
guess she's the leader of the hyenas.
Yeah.
But I mean,
The girl with the see-through shoes they've done, but could probably do again because no one remembers the live-action Cinderella movie.
I do. That's
I
not bad.
remember it.
That's a good movie. That was good.
Alice in Wonderland.
Nope.
Unfortunately,
No.
they screwed
I don't
that.
think
No.
you're gonna get another
No.
one of those anytime
No.
soon.
No.
The Amazing Flying Children, so Peter Pan.
That might be.
could.
That might be all right.
We got Hook a long time
my
ago.
God,
we
Hook
could,
was such a good movie.
Classic.
we could do another
Yo.
one.
Hook we could do.
Yeah, I can
Hook
see
2.
No, I don't
no,
think.
don't
No,
do
I,
Hook
no,
two.
no.
Puppies taken away. I don't know if you could pull off. Well, they've done Cruella. They're gonna do another Cruella. movie.
Yeah.
It's in the works.
Yeah,
With
Cruella's fine.
Mary
think they're-
Poppins lady.
Oh, is
Emily
Emily
Blunt?
Blunt?
No, sorry, it was
Glenn Close.
nope.
Who's
It was a young version.
of Glenn Close? There's no young version of Glenn Close. Let's just de-age
No.
Glenn Close. We have the technology.
we have the science. If we can
Zombieland
age
2
Captain
person.
America.
Huh?
Zombieland 2 person or Zombieland. The main chick.
Emma Stone. As Cruella?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, that movie's dead in the water. All right, cool.
No, she's not got the no.
The Boy Who Would Be King. I would like to see Disney take on
Arthur.
the King Arthur
That would
story.
be good. I could see that.
See, like some of them need to. I felt that they can.
I don't know why they keep going to the and I know why they're
Because
going
Lion
to the,
King made the biggest amount of money.
that's exactly it.
Aladdin
They're
made
going
a
to
lot of
the
money.
they're going to the key movies that made like Mulan made a bunch. Like they're going to the
I
Renaissance
think
of
Mulan
Disney.
is a fine.
See, I'm
line,
cool with
though.
Mulan because they're changing it.
Yeah.
Enough.
Because
I know
they're
you're
adding, but they adding much. There's so much to it.
Yes.
That's what made Dumbo a decent movie. Is
Yeah.
because they go from an hour and some odd movie to a 2-hour movie.
Well, for the
you add way more into it.
for Aladdin, they fleshed out the genie's character a lot.
But yeah,
So-
they're going for like the Disney Renaissance movies more than anything else, and then every once in a while they dip back. But every time they dip back, it doesn't do as well.
Dumbo.
Like Dumbo did not do well.
Dumbo, I don't think got the publicity.
It didn't.
It should have.
Yeah,
I
but
think
they
feel
would
like
have
I saw
pushed
it-
harder.
but that means Disney gave up on it before it came out.
I think I saw a lot of ads. I feel like I saw a lot of ads for
Oh, I
Dumbo.
didn't
I saw a lot of ads, but there was nothing. Like Keaton wasn't out doing stuff. Danny DeVito wasn't out doing stuff. Like there was no press.
Oh, you mean like interviews where they interview
Just
the cast? and
Not
stuff
even
like
doing like the autocomplete, interviews on Wired. Like any of that stuff, there was none
Yeah.
of. Like that's what really. It's those YouTube clicks, right? Of I'm
that? I remember
I'm
that movie.
Tom
Yeah, but
Hol-
let's go watch the film.
I'm Tom Holland and
Let's
I'm
go watch
Zendaya, and
Avengers.
We're doing a complete like autocomplete interview. Like
Or it's
they're-
like I just watched the clip where all the cast members of Avengers Infinity War was identifying kids' drawings as from Avengers characters.
Yes.
And I was like, yeah, there's none of that stuff.
But the media publicity stuff, there was nothing there for Dumbo.
Yeah, I get,
done
I
I
get.
think I've heard it.
Aristocats.
But see now,
Well,
but now
okay,
that you've done the Lion
Aristocats?
King, you could do the Aristocats. You can do the
I-
Bambi. You can do the.
How about we do
101
Aristocats
Dalmatians.
in the style of cats?
No. but
I forgot about that just
Oh,
now.
you can do
until
Oliver-
now. Until now.
Oliver and Company.
No, I see. What I think they should do is we should.
But you can do
No,
these.
no.
Now you've done Jungle Book, the
And
Lion
Lion
King
King.
with the
No,
fully
I think-
no human thing. You can do that.
I think
with
no. I think
stuff.
I think they test the waters and see how Lady and Tramp does on Disney.
That's probably
Plus.
what the Disney Plus thing.
So they see how Lady and Tramp does. If that's proved successful, do Aristocats on Disney Plus. Do
Yeah, those ones are probably.
Because Lady and the Tramp
do
would just be
101
animals.
Dalmatians on Disney Plus.
Well, and Aristocats is tough, man. There's like jazz animals in there.
Yeah. So if
How are you gonna get a cat to play the saxophone if he's a natural-looking cat from like
be cartoony about it.
And that they're gonna like, and that's where like the Lady and the Tramp show will be interesting. I
That's
want
what
to
I'm
see
saying.
if they're actually gonna use Siamese cats and throw
I
that
think-
song into
I
there.
think-
'Cause I
Oh,
got,
they're probably
I-
not.
I feel like they should.
come on,
As-
take a risk, Disney.
As a person of
I don't
that
think
culture, as a person of that culture, I am okay with you if you do that song. Please, if you please. I am okay with
Bum
that.
bum bum.
Super fine with that. Just
You're not gonna get that.
I'm
Just
okay. With,
saying, you're not going to.
I will be disappointed if there's even no Siamese cats in this film.
Well, there would be, but they just don't sing the song.
Or
Maybe it's like
they just say the
be
line.
prepared.
Yeah,
where
they
it's
just sing the
say
line,
They
or they
just
say the lines.
words. We're Siamese. Cats.
You please.
And then
Just no, add cats to it.
Yeah.
You don't even have to rhyme.
Oh, yeah.
We are Siamese.
at the same times, they say it at the
Yes.
same time,
As their eyes get slightly slanty.
and real creepy,
no,
and not at all offensive.
because they're creepy. They're not going for the Chinese thing. They're going for the
Creepy.
yeah, they're going for
They're-
I am
they're doing-
sinister.
They're doing the Leonardo DiCaprio thing, like.
Yeah, I think if we're gonna get
Yeah.
Aristocats and some
It'll
of
be
those
Disney
ones
Plus.
are in 101 Dalmatians, if we're gonna get it, not the Cruella
I
version.
think 101 Dalmatians you can go with the full-length movie.
No.
Well, they've done it. Cruella was like with Glenn Close was a stellar flick.
Was it?
Yeah, it was really well done for the time. And
time.
well, no, because you have to look at it again as a lack of computers and CGI of the like Cruella. Like she was really good. Jeff Daniels
the
was
costuming
good. The
for that
actors
was
were,
so good.
The actors were
Cruella.
stellar. It was, how do you do dogs? And 101 of them.
Yes.
But you can do that.
You can now do that. But do you do 101 Dalmatians or you do it with Cruella?
Oliver
Oliver
and
and
Company.
Company?
You could. It wasn't my favorite
I was gonna say,
animated, but
and again, that's why it will never happen. It's part of that.
I think
It's part of that
I
time
think-
in Disney's life where Disney's just like, yeah, we made those movies and we'll release the merch every once in a while to make money off of the people that really loved it, but we will never acknowledge that Oliver and Company was a film.
Hmm.
Like it's like Black Cauldron, it's like
Treasure Island.
There's some
Treasure
of
Planet.
Treasure Planet.
Planet?
Yes.
So what's
sorry.
Treasure Island? Oh, it's a
The
TV
actual
show.
story, yeah.
It was the actual story, but
Yeah.
they changed it to
They
Space
changed it to
with
Space.
Matt Damon.
I don't remember.
Sure.
Either way, like there's those movies that they just won't, like Chicken Little, they will never touch in their lives again.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where they're like,
Princess and the Frog.
They can.
Princess and the Frog, they will milk until the cows come home because there's a black princess. Like that merchandise is everywhere.
Honestly, and I don't think it's as respected. Animation in that movie was so good.
Oh, it's stellar. The problem is
It
it
cost them so much money.
costs them so much, and it just
I could see them doing another hand-drawn thing for Disney Plus, though.
I don't know.
I could see them doing another hand-drawn thing for
Every time they do anime, like the hand drawn animation stuff, no one goes to see it, and it's just like.
That's one of my
What?
wife's favorite movies.
Princess and the Frog.
Yeah.
It's stellar. Well, and Winnie the
I've
Pooh
never
was the
actually
last
seen
one
that.
too. Princess and the Frog. It was good.
It's one of her top movies.
Well, because it's the newer Disney stuff too, where the princess isn't just
A princess in needs of
princess,
saying.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a big strong man come to help. And again, there's a big strong man that comes to help you, but like Prince Naveen's
Magic hair.
Prince
Magic-
Naveen's an idiot, so like, and the like I love the
witch doctor's
the-
great.
Dr. Facilier is amazing, and the New Orleans like vibe of everything is just like they nail all of that so well, and then
It just makes me want to go to like Louisiana Purchase and just eat all the food there. Just
yeah,
'cause-
it's one of those movies where it's like they captured the culture of that time in that city, and you're like, damn, they did a good
the
job.
music,
Yeah.
the sounds,
Well, because it's
the
all
colors.
jazz. It's there.
Yeah, it's so.
It's
good.
jazz without being jazz. They turn it into like Disney jazz, where people who don't like jazz music are like, yeah, this is hopping, and you're like, yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Except it
you
could
have
be
no
even more
idea.
hopping if you went to New Orleans.
If you ever saw how much alcohol they drank.
But yeah, like it's one of those things, and that's again where like Little Mermaid, we're getting that remake, obviously.
Yeah, and I think I'll be fine with that one.
Yeah.
She needs red hair.
Lion King. as
She
far
needs
as she
deep
can.
red hair. I don't give a shit about anything else. And obviously Terry Crews as King Triton.
No, they already announced who King Triton is.
Oh, who is it?
I
Not
thought they
Terry.
did.
Guy Fieri. Oh wait, no, he's Ursula.
No, I thought they said who it was.
Not Terry Crews, obviously.
Idris
Not Terry
Elba.
Crews. No.
I could see that. Weirdly enough, I could see that.
Of course you can. There's only so many black actors that they keep using.
Jamie
It's
Foxx.
unfortunate.
Jamie Foxx.
but- yeah.
Oh God, if Jamie Foxx is in.
Well, Nick out.
I just can't see him in that role. I can see him in other roles. I just can't see him in that
I thought
role.
you liked him in Baby Driver.
I haven't seen Baby Driver.
I liked him
You
in
liked
Baby.
him, yeah.
Okay.
I liked him. I also like Baby Driver.
But like that movie, I can see them remaking. It's been forever since we've had,
Yeah.
And
Girl Who Gives Voice to Sea Witch.
I keep.
I'm into this game now.
You're just scribbling all of your DVDs.
But would you do that?
upstairs.
I was watching a video on Facebook.
Explain a movie put
No.
poorly.
Would you do that violent of an ending for her, for Ursula?
I change it up.
I don't know.
I would
Do you
lock her
remember
up.
the ending of
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Would you change it up, or would you?
Oh, if I were in charge of any of these remakes, they would end in the actual Grimm fairy tale way. So yes, I'm go full dark.
Bubbles.
Yeah, she turns into sea foam, baby,
Bubbles.
and doesn't get a happy ending. That's my
I
Little
remember.
Mermaid.
That was one of the first Grimm tales that I had like read about. I'm like,
have to
wait,
find that
what?
I have a couple. Just buy the collections. They're
You can find them online
Yeah.
too. It's
you
not-
find that one, and you find the Grimm fairy tales collection and the Hans Christian Andersen fairy tale collection, and you will be in for a delightful Halloween because that's pretty much the best time to read them because they are like Cinderella. There's
Doesn't she get her foot cut?
Well, no, the
the
stepsisters
sisters
do.
Yeah,
their
yeah. The
toes
stepsisters, they cut their feet.
Yeah.
To fit into that.
And then they start bleeding. So the best part of Cinderella, and I think I've said it on the show before, is the sisters cut their heels and their toes essentially off
try and
fit
fit.
into the shoe, and they do. They fit into the shoe, and the prince is like, great. And I don't know how he doesn't notice the like horribly mutilated foot as he's putting the shoe on.
They burned it to singe off the.
They don't actually say, but it's just like, and she put the shoe on and it fit, and he's like, I guess you're my princess, and he's walking by like he's riding away with her on the horse, and there's a tree that talks and goes like, oh, it does a rhyme because it has to be a rhyme, and it's like, oh, look at her feet, and he looks down and she's bleeding through the shoe. And so he goes back to the house and he's like, wrong one. And so they take the next
Say it
one,
like that?
and she takes her part of her foot off, and they stick her in the shoe, same shoe. Like, and
They
it's
didn't clean it off
It's
or
a
anything.
gold slipper. It's not a glass slipper, so clearly it's made of like gold fiber. So it's legitimately still got blood stains on it. And they stick that shoe on her, and she's like, "Yep, it's my shoe." And they ride away, and the
Well, that'd be
tree,
why you can't see. Why he doesn't see it though. Right
well, and the
away.
tree does the same thing, and she's bleeding through the shoe, and he brings her back, and he's like, "Wrong one." And then Cinderella's like, "Try me." And so she puts this bloody shoe on, and he's like, and then rides
You
by
got
the
past the tree.
and then rides
hold
by
on,
the
is
tree,
the
and it's
Grimm-
like, huh?
Is the Grimm fairy tale basically just a really bloody version of
Every one of them,
Goldilocks and the Three Bears?
Sort of. Like, yeah. Yeah. This
not
one's
nice
too tight.
tails.
This one's too, yeah.
They're not
bloody
nice
version.
tails.
Well, it's like, and well, and you look at Rapunzel, and it's hilarious that the prince goes mad from something. Like the Gothel does something to him, and oh no, like she hides Rapunzel away again in the desert. Like she hides her, and he shows up, and he's like, "I'm here to take you away and marry you," and Gothel's like, "She's gone. She hates you. Go away." And he leaps from the tower and lands in thorn bushes that poke out his eyes, and then wanders the desert for like, I don't know, 15 years, blind as a bat, finally comes upon Rapunzel's. It's actually a happy ending. He comes upon Rapunzel's house, and she's had his children, and lives in the desert, and they live.
Happily ever after.
They live.
They live.
It's not happily ever after. They just they tend to live. He gets his eyesight back, and they live in the desert as
Magic.
nomads.
So
for
happily ever after.
happily ever after.
That's because magic.
So, yeah, I will not say it was a bad movie.
No,
It just did not live up to the high expectations that
it's
I
a
put
very
it to.
it's a spectacle movie for this one.
As I had this bar set super high,
Yeah.
and I
Did
got
you
let down.
did you catch the one live action scene?
Was it the start?
Yeah.
I forgot. I was like, it's probably the start.
It is. It's the sun. It's the one scene I thought that was completely CGI. I'm like, damn, that sun's moving quick. That was the
Fast-forward it.
I
That's
know,
all
but
I
that
do.
was the only scene that was actually filmed in
I
Africa.
remember once the movie started, I'm like, except there was one real one. I'm like,
Once
it's
you know,
probably right off the bat
it
here.
is. He threw it right at the bat.
It's all filmed with a guy with VR headsets.
It is, which I think, like again, the technology behind
yes.
Lion King is like the behind the scenes stuff for Lion King is going to be killer.
Probably.
I'm more interested to see that than
The movie itself is one of those like Timon and Pumbaa. I think do a pretty good job the entire time.
Shira?
Shenzi.
Shenzi?
Like
That's
the
one.
hyenas do, I think, a really good job.
I don't know, the personal space one.
See, and I like that. Like, it's that extra little bit of like they were riffing and it makes it into the movie sort of thing. I think the new lines work mostly better than.
I've been waiting for this since I was so young.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Right. Like, there's some of them that just don't. There's one scene where Pumbaa and Timon have to become the distractions, like in the original.
I love that.
And the line they threw in, and I'm not gonna spoil it or anything because you have to see it for the first time on your own. But it's just like.
That
As
was
soon as
awesome.
he started talking, I'm like,
That was so awesome, though.
yeah,
You should watch that. Just that scene.
just that scene,
Just
if
that
anything,
scene?
yeah,
I'm sure it's on YouTube. By
probably.
now.
But yeah,
Let's
that
switch
one's
that
killer.
up.
Yeah, and yeah, Beyonce, for all the talk that she's in this movie, I think falls the most
She did
flat.
not do much.
No, her voice falls flat to me. She's not a voice person. She's not.
She's a singer.
Yeah,
That's all she's.
she's not an actress. Like, and again, that's where you can tell people who have done voice work.
Oh, you're.
Yeah, she rolled over on your foot.
Yeah.
Like people who have done voice work versus people who haven't. Because again, like you say, Donald Glover, there's points where you're just like, you're not emoting properly at this scene. Like, you're yelling, but you're not yelling. Like, Matthew Broderick brought it with the, like, you know, put her down sort of. Like, get angry, man.
Mhm.
Don't just be yelling.
He riffed a little bit, and I like that.
Yeah, there was some good
where,
riffing.
where they were singing their song, Kuna Matata.
Yeah.
And when it switches to Donald Glover at the end, he's doing
He
his
just
own.
keeps
little-
going, yeah.
Doing his own. Oh, he's riffing.
Yeah, we shouldn't have sung our song. Now it's, oh man.
It's not our song anymore.
Yeah. See, and I like those pieces where Timon and Pumbaa have clearly sung Hakuna Matata a lot. To the point where, like, if you've heard it, the fart part, where he goes to say fart, Timon doesn't stop him this time, and he
Oh, he just says fart.
he says fart, and then he goes, weren't you going to stop me? Not this time. And you're just like, cute.
So yeah, like as a kid, when I heard that scene, like, what was he gonna say?
Fart.
Yeah. Like
All
I
he
knew
was
when
gonna
I was
say
older.
fart.
Yeah.
When I was older, I learned that. And I'm like, oh, that worked because I didn't know what he was gonna
Every
say.
time that I fart, not in front of the kid. Yeah, they let him go on this one. But then they play it off as like he's stopped him before.
Mm.
So that's why when they
Some
break
alternate
into
universe.
when they break into singing, it's not just like they broke into singing. They actually, have sung this song before.
Mm.
And I like this, like the music stuff. Other than again,
I was hoping for Be Prepared.
I know.
I know it wasn't going to be in it, but
But
that's why I was pleasantly surprised with the talking of it. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, okay,
They-
this is
they
their
worked
way of
it in.
doing it.
Yeah, they worked it. The Beyonce song that they threw into the middle,
Which
whatever, Spirit.
Where she run.
Yeah, they're running. Yeah. Again, like Beyonce was the most disappointing part of this entire film, and that's all anybody will talk about with this entire film.
That's sad because she probably cost the most
She probably did. Like out of anybody, it's like
of all the
I
actors.
don't know, James Earl Jones.
he'll do it for free. Come on now.
He's
The
very-
best
You want me to
That's
Mufasa
true.
again? I'll Mufasa again. I'm
That's
here.
easy. It's super easy. I remember the lines.
But he even added some.
Yeah, there's
stuff.
some new stuff.
They didn't just take his old voice work.
No.
It was still Mufasa. But yeah, like
Everything in the kingdom.
again, like I saw Toy Story, I saw Spider-Man, I saw.
They even did a nice way around that though, where everything in this kingdom that light touches is
Yeah.
ours.
Yeah, the Elephant Graveyard clearly belongs to, like, that was part of that arrangement was
But it didn't say not mention where the light was. It put a little bit of a different
the dark space or something like something like that, the dead area or whatever it was.
over the horizon. That's
Yeah.
not our, and they made it seem like it was even farther away than what it was.
Yeah.
Man, those little clubs really
The-
went far.
They did- they talk
song,
about that, too.
The song I found a little weird.
Yeah.
Too was I Can't Wait to Be King.
Yeah, it's a very morbid song when you think about it, because it's...
No, it was just the whole the way they did it.
Oh, yeah.
It just threw me off.
Well, because it was supposed to be a giant musical number in the first
I
one.
know.
Have
And
you
that's-
guys, have you guys
that's
seen
what I loved
Aladdin yet?
about it.
Have you guys seen Aladdin yet?
No.
No.
Okay, because I don't know. I'd like to compare Aladdin and how they remade that one compared to Lion King. How
Yeah,
they
I can
remade
tell
it.
you when it comes out on Blu-ray, and I can.
Whenever I can rent it, then boy howdy, yep.
Yeah, we're in the opposite camps here. I haven't seen Lion King, but you guys haven't seen Aladdin.
Yeah.
It's like it's hard to compare these. Like
But yeah, it's one of those things
Not till
where...
September.
I've already seen it.
I won't watch it till after
I have it
September
on
10th.
a hard drive that I found.
Just sitting
On
there.
the street.
It's just found there.
On
It's
the street, on the ground.
My Plex server seems to
Yes.
think I have it.
Yep.
So
Either
yes.
way, it's... Yes. It was good. Like, Toy Story, Far From Home, and then Lion King I saw kind of boom, 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 and I'm like, I will see Toy Story again for sure. Far From Home I will watch
I
because
need to see Toy Story.
Spider-Man for sure, and then like Lion King, it was like there was some cool stuff going on, but
Would you say that it's forgettable or
No,
no,
but
It's
did
just-
have you seen the original?
What are we talking about?
Like
the original.
Oh yeah, of course.
Did you
Absolutely.
love it?
Loved it.
See, then I think you're going to be a little disappointed by it.
Absolutely loved it.
yes, this is now Lion King for a new generation of.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, I also loved Aladdin, and I watched the remake, and I love the remake
Maybe
too.
you'll love it, but I just
So-
felt like it fell flat.
Oh, see, I don't think Aladdin.
Like there were parts. Sorry,
I
the
don't-
whole movie as a total. There were parts of it that fell flat and just didn't have the same. oomph
See,
that it
I
did
feel like
before.
with Aladdin, like none of that dropped a beat. Nothing in that movie dropped a beat. Everything
I
kept
don't.
going.
I know you say that, but I've listened to part of.
The album.
No, I listened to that one little quick video of
Prince
him.
Ali.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And
God,
that
no.
kind of.
It's not indicative of any piece of that movie.
Oh,
It
see,
is
because like
so
I've listened to
good.
both albums, and that's the thing. Like I have Lion King music on my stuff, and
Oh, no,
all
it's-
the Aladdin stuff. I'm like, oh, other than A Whole New World, those two crushed that song. But like that's where, at least the music in this one, I was like, yeah.
No, I think the music in Aladdin is not the same. Obviously, it's not going to be the same,
Mm-hmm.
but like it's very much its own style. Will Smith takes his own take with all the songs. It's so much better than you guys think it is.
I would hope so
It's
because
so much better.
I'm also putting this one on a high pedestal, and
Yes.
according to 40-Year-Old Virgin, you can't put things on such a high pedestal.
Well, no, it's rose-colored glasses and all of that jazz.
And that's the thing. I thought I was gonna be disappointed with Aladdin because it's one of my jams. It's one of my first Disney movies, and we left that movie like wanting more of that. Like we will probably own it, even though we own it right now.
I own it. I'll own it.
Yes, you will, because you have to, because it's just
One of
part
those
of your
things.
nature. But
One of those things,
Nature.
and that's totally cool. But like
Which, by the way, I apologize, and I kind of joked about this when I told you I first bought Hellboy.
Yep.
There was no digital copy.
Yeah,
of what?
Hellboy.
they didn't
I know
include
you
a
said-
digital copy.
Remember, I said when he talked about it, I said I'll buy it. Who wants digital copy? You said you wanted it.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
I just,
You said I'll
Sure.
take. Your response was I'll take it.
Yep.
Sure.
You're
And,
not getting it because there is no digital copy.
and I
That's
bought it.
all
I'm like,
good.
oh, there's no digital copy.
They're too cheap to put in the digital copy.
So,
Oh, okay.
as a side note about digital copies, I'm talking to some of my professor friends who bought the DVD for Detective Pikachu.
Yep.
Apparently, the digital code does not work in Canada,
I don't care.
which I don't know if it makes a difference for anyone here.
I already bought it.
So I just
I will be buying it physically, so the digital codes mean nothing to me.
Yep.
if you,
I literally just give them away.
So Brian is let out of Detect. He has to buy Detective Pikachu.
If
Well,
you
we'll
get-
see. I'll buy the Blu-ray version.
right,
Yeah.
but he just because he's
The
in
DVDs.
he
I
bought
don't
it-
know who buy DVDs anymore.
He bought his in, I don't know, like Ontario or something like that, and he's like, yeah, I can't redeem the code. I'm like, oh, that's
Who
a
buys
bummer, but-
DVDs anymore?
You know what I mean?
Blu-ray.
Blu-ray.
He bought
You
the
said
Blu-ray.
DVD.
He
Whatever.
bought the- That it's the word now.
DVD.
DVD.
But anyway, if you get a card in there, I want it.
For
Detective Pikachu.
oh yeah, fine. I'm not buying it till Tuesday, so
That's fine. I don't
I
care.
probably won't get it because I'm not one of the first people to get it.
No, it's not like they make 5.
I had to put.
I don't care. If you get it, then you get it. If you don't, you don't. I don't.
I had to put Detective Pikachu back.
Because his
A week.
1000th movie has to be.
Endgame.
Weirdo.
You're a weirdo.
I dig it.
Weirdo. I get it, but it's still weird.
Your 1000th film. It has to be.
We are
A
weird.
big thing.
It has to be. Nope. Hold on.
Are you gonna
I'll
like?
find you a film?
No.
Let's see. A Dog's Journey.
Long
No.
shot, or hot shot, something shot. Just
Long
kidding.
shot.
Yeah.
Anywho, that's it for me.
Thanks.
Palms.
No.
Yes.
Woo!
What does it count if we buy it for you?
Yes.
He doesn't have to accept gifts. You realize that, right?
I'll just shove it down his shirt. It's his. He touched it last. That's how
Throw it
works.
at your head.
I was gonna
You
say that
touched
gets
it.
left here.
I'll give it to Pancake, and
There you go.
it's hers.
She can own a
Yes.
movie. Thanks
Yeah.
for watching, everybody.
Thanks for joining us.
Uh,
We'll see you guys
next
next
week.
week in another new episode of the Barrel Newscast.
Yes.
And post-credit show.
Oh, great show.
Bye, everybody.
That's all I've got.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Bye. Oh my God! None of the buttons are working. There it goes.